Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network, and this is another live stream as it's Wednesday. So you know what that means. It means AEW on tap tonight as we dive into Dynamite. We're going to be here for the next 2+ hours with all the reaction to all the action. It's going to be a fun one, folks. So get in that chat, click all the buttons, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. Like I said, this is another live stream as we get into AEW Dynamite tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Lots to talk about, lots to figure out with what's going on with this show. But we are going to be here for all of it tonight. I see that chat filling up already. Remember, we want triple digits in the chat. So make sure you get in there, be a part of the fun. And I brought a friend this week, so I'm not here losing my mind on my own. But without further ado, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and yes, of course, as we're on the go-home show for Grand Slam, we had to call in backup duty, double duty here, double thunder here, pause, out here on Wednesday Night Dynamite.
Absolutely, sir. We're looking forward to it as always with a Wednesday. We start with hopium. We start with excitement. We start feeling ready for the show, and we are very hopeful that TK and Co. have something for us and want to provide a little bit of entertainment. We will see. I feel like lately a little more of the talk has been focused on the behind-the-scenes stuff of things like deals and fights and politics and all that fun stuff. So hopefully the show in front of us can deliver. I know Nick and I have taken some heat for our opinions on certain things, but that's the way it goes. We call it as we see it, folks, and we're going to do the same thing here tonight. I will admit, and we talked about this last night briefly, that some parts of this eve are a little bit curious. I mean, again, it depends how you feel about it. Ricochet is going to take on Mortos, which I wasn't happy about. I know some people will think this is going to be fun. Should be a really interesting match, Nick.
I'm interested to see where they're going to start really going, if they're going to start going anywhere with this whole Ricochet thing. Like, I'm never going to really complain about seeing Ricochet on my screen here or anything like that. But I'm hoping that we're getting towards the potential of, like, Ricochet, Ospreay, Ricochet. Like, I thought him versus Kyle Fletcher was a great match, but then we're now out here with the Beast Mortos. Like, we need more Ricochet Fletcher type matches than we do Ricochet versus Mortos. I still don't. Mortos doesn't do it for me. He didn't do it for me as Black Taurus, and he hasn't evolved or gotten any better since he's gone to AEW.
No, and I mean, again, I think I've argued and complained about this in the past where, like, MJF returns and gets in a side story with middle, lower card guy. You bring in CM Punk, and instead of, start him off with some, Lee Moriarty's of the world. Again, I think what we're seeing, and we see a difference in how they handle new signings in this company. I mean, again, we got a big deal to bring in Ricochet. You got to make it count. You got to strike where the iron's hot. Because, again, in this day and age, if you don't get it while it's good, you might miss it. So that's my only concern is we don't want Ricochet to be another just guy that does flips and tricks and he's a good guy. We want him involved in something that really matters. Him getting jumped by Mortis, again, like you just brought him in. It is what it is. This guy's never going to be a world champion or a title holder. He's great at what he does to an extent, but the interest lacks. And again, anybody can throw two people in the ring and tell them to do their best, but you got to give us something interesting and compelling around that.
There is so many other guys that are talented on that roster that you could put in there with a guy like a Ricochet, and it elevates that situation. It's going to be a fantastic match. I mean, this is where the best wrestle, and if we're focusing on having the best wrestling matches, this one kind of ain't it. This one kind of ain't it.
It's kind of not what it's not exactly what we were hoping for, but again, once that goes ding, ding, and they start rolling, I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, how much will it interest us or be, keep our attention? We'll find out. We got time.
It'll be fun to see Ricochet. I'll say that. It'll be fun to see my favorite fighting Irishman, Ricochet.
Right. So we will have that tonight. We're getting a women's tag match. This one's a little wonky for me, as Serena Deeb is going to team up with Mariah May, take on Queen Aminata and Yuki Sakazaki.
Yuka Sakazaki. Yeah, this to me should be 2 separate matches again and everything. You should just change dance partners that you did from the last week and everything. That's really where we should go with this, I feel, because to me, the tag teams don't make sense. Like Mariah May comes out and attacks Yuka Sakazaki. Serena Deeb, like now is just cool with her because of that.
Yeah, like why? And then again, Serena Deeb to me, I mean, I guess Mariah May is a heel, so Deeb's now being back. For a while when she was up against Tony, she was kind of being presented as a babyface.
Yeah,
her tough story, but I mean, again, it's a tough sell. I don't exactly get it, but we'll see where it goes. I want to know where Mina went. Mina was such a big part. They were showing her in the crowd.
I believe she's back over in Japan.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very curious to see, again, when you're put this on a poster, I don't think, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you aren't an AEW fan and you see this advertised, I don't know that it's going to make you watch it.
Well, to me, with everything that you got from Mariah May, from how great the Tony Storm storyline was and everything like that, when she won the championship and everything, and this is the first thing that you have to follow that up with. I wanted more for Mariah May to start off her title run and everything like that, and to be out here in a tag team match in a nothing storyline about anything, rather than actually having a solid competitor. She goes after, you had her versus like Britt or something like that.
Yeah,
her versus Stat.
Yeah, like I saw things going around today, and I can't remember who said it, but somebody made a comment. I mean, it might have been Orange Cassidy actually, that the women's division in AEW is better than any other women's division. Blah blah blah. And it's like, well, then prove it. Again, if you have a new champion, you put her in there with the big names, and you give her a run. You make a run that matters, that's exciting. Like you bring her competitors that excite you. But speaking of not overly being excited, like you said before we went live, 5 years in the making. The jacket. I do want to. We could start to maybe roll through roll call here, yes,
because we got about 5 minutes. But I liked Rocco bringing up here about, well, then Jericho should be going after Moxley too over his light up jacket and everything. But I think that was WWE, so we can't really use that footage. But
brothers die hard. But
right.
No, and again, I mean, I kind of lost my temper last week on this show when we were covering it, because we get into the show, and again, we've seen a lot of vehicles get mashed up in wrestling, and all they did was pour a bunch of coins in this man's car. It wasn't overly dramatic. It wasn't overly holy shit. It was just silly, and Jericho acted like they had destroyed and rode off his car. I don't get it. It's not entertaining. It's stuff that we see on NXT that I would give shit to.
He won the lottery. He's just now got to be able to play all the games at the arcade and everything. So, I mean, what is there to complain about?
Again, it's very interesting. But yeah, we're going to get this match tonight. I don't really know. And then, of course, I think this might be the main event trios match. Will Ospreay teaming up with Takeshita and Kyle, who are number one contenders for the tag titles out of left field, taking on the Bucks and Okada, where, again, we saw Mortis on this card early, taking on Ricochet. I mean, I wish there was a little more of an angle or story built there. I felt like Ospreay had got away from Callis. Apparently not.
Yeah, and this on paper could be a really good match, but the way we've got here and everything, it's like Fletcher and Ospreay makes sense with, taking on the Bucks. You could have just split this up again into 2 matches separately. Like, I'd rather again see, well, granted they're giving away pay-per-view matches, but have it be a precursor.
Yeah, do something. Have some type of rivalry. Like, there has to be something more to this. Right. And again, like, okay, Okada's going to take on Takeshita. That could be good. I want Takeshita to get some flowers. I like what Kyle Fletcher's been doing. But you already have belts on guys that are going after other belts. And I think with you know, if you claim that you have all this talent, then spread it out. You got 27 titles, have some contenders, but instead you got the same people fighting over the same belts. You know, let's hope they have a plan.
Well, can we even just mention about how out of all the tag teams and everything that they have that are getting over now, like the Outrunners, the Iron Savages and everything right now on AEW, instead, nope, we're going to have Ospreay and Fletcher. Two other already title holders are going to take on the Young Bucks in a tag team match because now the Young Bucks just want a match with Ospreay so they can try and get over that way. Well, they popped for versus Ospreay. And they booed and didn't give a shit during our match. So we'll put us in a match with Ospreay, and then they'll have to cheer, right?
Right. That's one way. And I mean, that's where you worry about the nepotism and the decision making within the company. And then ultimately, again, as a fan, I want to be entertained. So let's hope they get to that point and they deliver quality within the ring. We can forgive.
We're hoping for good matches. It's been rather shit storytelling so far, and especially with this being the go-home show for Grand Slam.
Yeah, and again, I mean, where do we go with it? But it's going to be a fun one, folks. Like we said, get in that chat, click all the buttons, be a part of the fun, be a part of the family, be a part of the shows. We will say hello to Kadarius, first in the chat again tonight. Kevin, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Clay Lewis, we see Rocco. Hey, KJ, does this sound ridiculous? Jericho is mad at OC for the jacket. We talked about this a little bit. 17K. Yeah, Moxley. Yeah, no, that's funny as hell. Can't wait to see John Moxley has to say, yeah. Now we are curious. I haven't loved all the Moxley booking, though. So we are curious.
It's very interesting. I want to see a little bit more of them fleshing out where they seem to be going with this. Because right now, I'm not sure if I'm a biggest fan, but I wonder if they can they can pull it back around a bit.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, again, there is potential. And when they first started this Moxley storyline, I was excited. I was ready to go. I was like, I'm in. I like what they're doing. I feel like this is cryptic. It did kind of wander off a little, but we'll see where it goes.
It feels, though, at least like a new Moxley. That's the thing. Is John Moxley before was kind of played out. It was the running joke of, you know, dive bleed when it came to John Moxley. Of it was, you know, we're taking betting odds of how fast in a match he was going to get busted open.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of pivoted as a character and everything. So I want to see where this plays out. It's getting interesting.
It's definitely getting interesting, like my fucking light. But MDB, welcome back, sir. Boston's here for Dynamite. Good to see you, sir. Ken, FS1 has an NFL show on now about the draft with Tony Khan. There you go. There you go. That should be curious. Dawn, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see what AEW has in store for us tonight. We are about 1 minute away, so I'm going to rapid fire through some of these as I see AJ Saffett, ABJ's back with a Stoner Jesus. May the blunt be with you. MDB, we got you. Gordon, Jessica, welcome, welcome, welcome. Plumpy TV, that's adorable. Eric Isaac's with us. Bradley's back with us. Vance, I see you. Gordon, I see you. Brian Jobson, I think that's a new name. Good evening, guys. Don't get the Ricochet versus Mortis. Nobody does. Mortos is not the answer.
No.
Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights, welcome. Kira. Ew.
Ewan, what up?
Mr. Noob, welcome back. Philip Brown, and we will get back to some of these longer comments. Ringsider Anthony, bringing the TNA heat tomorrow night. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I imagine the show is about to kick off.
Yes, sir.
Bum, bum, bum.
I've got the end of the Big Bang Theory, so should be good ratings here tonight for AEW Dynamite. Because we've got Big Bang Theory as the lead-in for it 100%.
Right. Okay, just bringing mine up. As always, folks, we're going to sync up. Nick, if you want to read through some hellos.
I was going to say, I got Dope Dubs. I got VHS. I got the White Pool Combat Club walking backstage right now.
The White Pool Combat Club. Okay.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Two guys with shaved heads and a badass chick, and they're all wearing white T-shirts and getting dark fucking clothing and everything. I mean, it's a little bit the whole thing from the fucking rock and roll of the Australian movie that they're copying.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it doesn't always translate. And if you are just trying to mimic, I know a lot of people have pointed out some of the flaws and I don't know.
Hey, but we're starting out on the gate here, folks. As I see 111 in the chat. Let's see if we can get to 120, 130. What up?
Let's go.
Rapunzel, Brandon, Adam, we got everybody's names out here. So again, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, 100%. If you want to make sure you get your comment read, because the chat's coming in hot and heavy, and there's two of us now to talk with us, as we've got Orange Cassidy coming out right now, or the conglomeration.
There we go.
I kind of don't hate the shirts.
But again, it's just like I don't know. It's all so it's the
they're like the Union. Remember the Union with like Big Show and Test and Shamrock and shit.
All right. My shit froze. They even kicked out. Yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, MTV. Ringsider Anthony just drink a 6-pack and the show will go by fast.
That's why I got the special stuff.
Right, looking interesting. So, folks, if you're new here, we take a prediction on every single match. We take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. So stick around all the way to the end. And we got lots to talk about on the way there. What's up, Brandon? Good to see ya. Gilly, this match with Mortis will put Ricochet on display. And we'll see that. No, but we've already seen it, Gilly. Like, we're not going to be shocked by anything that Ricochet does tonight with Mortis.
Like, I'll just say, at least, though, they can get your blood pressure issues and everything out of the gate here. We're starting off with Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho, so you can release, usually, get it out of the way now, and then we'll move along here.
Yeah, usually it's the beginning of my weekly meltdown. So, the learning tree's coming out. I guess I'll take a poll on this one, as much as I don't think it deserves it. Anybody got a prediction on how this is going to play out? It's such a messy story. I don't know.
Do we? I bet you, because we still don't have a ton of matches added for Grand Slam. I bet you we're going to like a 6-man tag match or something, because you've got Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly out there with Orange Cassidy because Ishii got taken out by Jericho, and then you've still got the Bad Apple and the fucking half learning tree there, Big Cass. So I think we're setting up a 6-man tag match after this.
Well, again, that sounds about plausible. And again, it's something that I think OC has run his course with AEW. I think Jericho, we've talked ad nauseum about the man needing to go away. And it's just bothering me that we cannot get rid of him. He just keeps coming back.
And they literally prove my point right there of this 100% is just going to end up as a 6-man tag match, because they all get in the ring. They all square up, and they're all just throwing hands and going back and forth now here. But we are underway with Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. So you can let us know in the chat who you're taking. You can let us know in the poll. Is Orange Cassidy flipping out onto everybody? And, of course, Ref Aubrey's the ref for this, too, as well. She would be the perfect official for this.
Right.
As Briscoe hits a tope through the middle ropes here. So again, this just a 6-man tag match here. We've got everybody involved here. No one's getting thrown out from ringside. No one's getting
maybe we're not going to get. Yeah, maybe we won't get a match at all.
Oh, Jericho's about to tope. Oh, and he stops. Hi guys.
Again, he thinks he's being cute and clever. He's just being stupid, and it's killing me, and it's wasting our time. There's better wrestlers in this company. Like we talked about earlier, there's a women's division being neglected that I'd much rather watch than this shit.
That's the thing. We've talked about this a little bit of, these are a lot of things that we don't need to be seeing when a lot of other people should be really featured on this show. And that's the issue. Like this is going back. You can't come up with anything creative. You've got to go all the way back to the Mimosa match, the historic 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome. Mimosa match, and this is the few that you have to really use on Dynamite. Okay,
right, because I got Jericho trying to get himself back up to the ropes. And if anybody saw the match or saw clips of the match, Jericho versus Mystico in Mexico, again, he has to stop fighting luchadors. We've talked about this at length. He has to stop fighting luchadors. He is not the Lionheart anymore.
Absolutely, 100%. As Tommy, thank you for becoming a member for 4 months. Thanks for 4 months. You guys are crazy funny. I appreciate it.
Some days.
We try. I've got them fighting on the outside. OC.
Okay.
Well, now they just rolled into the ring.
But yeah, again, Jericho's not helping this company. And again, everybody wants to talk about these rights deals, and it's great. I hope it's true. I hope they land this deal. I hope they continue to be on my TV. But I don't want to tune into Jericho for the next 5 to 8 years. I don't.
This is how you start off your show, the big demo god and everything of how we need the Big Bang Theory to be the super lead-in for AEW Dynamite. And what do we give them right out of the gate? Chris Jericho.
Yep.
The way to make everybody change the channel in a split second, just collectively.
Yeah, it's an instant letdown. And it's not quality wrestling. It's not good matches. It's not interesting. I don't give a shit what Uncle Dave says. As you can see below, you can go get yourself an F Meltzer t-shirt, as Nick is modeling so beautifully.
Right. I will model as you cut your promo. I will show off as Chris Jericho tries to convince us that a Boston crab is a lion tamer.
Nope. I don't take it. Fucking
hell. He finally powered him up through there onto that. Counters the tornado. Oh, running power slam by Jericho, but MDB is saying, hi guys, like the stream. Absolutely. Mr. Quake and Young Sheldon too. Yes, all the Sheldons, all the whole universes and everything.
I
changed the channel immediately.
Right.
That's the issue. You can't start off a show like this. You can't start this off with your biggest letdown out the gate.
No, and I don't hate AEW. I hate what they're putting in front of me. It's no different than going to your favorite restaurant and getting the wrong meal. Like, again, I don't hate the restaurant. I just hate that you undercooked my shit. Can you please take it back? In this case, it's overcooked.
Yeah, can you quit fucking up my order, please? I would appreciate it.
I just want my nuggies. Let's go.
I ordered an OC Ricochet with a side of Briscoe, and instead you keep giving me OC Jericho. I don't know if there's a failure to communicate here.
Mm-hmm. And again, if you're out there right now and you disagree, you think Jericho's bringing a lot to the table, that, he's a reason why people are tuning in, let us know. Because again, as a long-standing wrestling fan, a long-standing AEW fan, and a long-standing Jericho fan in a lot of ways, I can't stand this shit.
This man has denounced a fellow Canadian in Christopher Jericho because of his terrible performance as a professional wrestler. So 100%. Make it make sense, folks. Make it make sense.
And you know what? I'm okay with him being terrible. I'm not okay with him being terrible and shoving it down our throat like he's amazing. Like, that's more of the issue.
Yeah. I was going to make a P. Diddy joke, but I can't.
No.
As Jericho's grabbing the camera. So we're even more. Now he's doing a rock impersonation of how he's got the camera right up there. Like, again, Aubrey, no control over this. Oh, no. This has just been a walk and brawl this whole match. That's the thing. This is just a walk and brawl. This is Chris Jericho, bloated, already probably gassed, can't work a full fucking match, and it's a constant walk and brawl. Off the top rope with a double axe handle.
But is this match no DQ? Like,
No, that's the thing.
Okay, then yeah, help me.
This is just a match. But then again, what are the rules? The rules are fast and loose when it comes to AEW. It's like who's wrestling is it anyways?
Right.
OC firing some forearms here as we're getting the advertisement for Grand Slam, and we can talk about this at some point if it gets that way, about the Moxley decision with taking on Darby versus the whole situation with Danielson and Nigel.
Right. I loved Jericho father. Why, Dale? What did Dale say?
His father, I guess, the hockey player.
Right. You start watching AEW already sour. We started with Hopium. They started it sour by giving me Jericho. What do you want me to do, Gilly? Do you want me to cheer for Jericho? Do you want me to cheer for the garbage that's right in front of me? What would you have me do? Pretend it doesn't suck. Then the fans that watch us wouldn't trust us, wouldn't believe in us. And I can't do that. You go to watch JD from New York if you want someone to blow smoke up your ass. It's not us.
Fair enough. And I'm just saying that just because the appetizer is bad doesn't mean that the rest of the course, the rest of the offerings, the rest of the menu might still be good. But 100%, this appetizer, you're right in the trash bin.
That's it. That's what you're doing. Like, look, Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe. Jericho was awful to watch in the ring. Yes.
It is. There is no snap to anything that he does.
Yeah,
There is
the
no
legs
momentum
is
to
weird.
anything that he does. It looks very much like you're constantly having to help him get through a match. And it's getting obvious at this point. Like you said, when he's out there wrestling luchadors and everything, it becomes like embarrassing watching that shit.
Yeah. It's like watching an athlete past his prime. Just, he should, he's fucking, just, dude, pack it in or do something. Your job as a booker, as a producer, as a content creator is you maximize the weakness, or you minimize the weakness, you amplify the strengths. And all of it, like, because Jericho doesn't believe that he isn't the 25-year-old he used to be, we're subject to this shit.
Well, I'm 100%. And it's, like I said, it's the guy that still, like, is fifth string and is still clinging on, saying he's got to be the fucking starter and still needs starter reps and everything like that. As we get a back body drop through the table, the timekeeper's table here.
Oh.
As we get that, gets a holy chant.
Because he went
that
through
gets a holy chant. It's just because we
Again.
did the back body drop. I mean, is it because Jericho's alive again? No. This
Yeah,
is how we're starting off. So I know we're going to get probably 10 other spots like this. So this will be fun.
Bum, bum, bum. Is the punishment over yet? Nope.
No.
Because Jericho sucks. Rating killer. I told you, Chris Jericho is the Ted Bundy of ratings. He just murders that shit. He runs amok, and he doesn't take any fucking. He doesn't take any hostages. He murders it all.
No, and it makes sense though that you made that even comparison right now, but that's very much like, and yet still manages to somehow convince people that what he's doing is somehow passable and everything like that he's still got this weird charm over some people and everything. Like, if I'm Tony Khan, we're gonna stop this shit right now. If you want to do this, you can take it over to Ring of Honor or what have you. You can go back. Remember when he won the Ring of Honor championship to try and get over Ring of Honor and everything, and how well that went over. So now you want to be a learning tree? You can be the learning tree in Ring of Honor and try and sit there and pass on your knowledge to the upstarting guys and gals in Ring of Honor. But no, that doesn't work for Chris. We need to be, if he's following the law of if you're not last, you're first. So I'm going to get now the fresh audience. I'm going to hit all the spots before they do. That's why you got a holy chant with a back body drop through a table on the outside, just because I'm going to just sit there and I'm going to get the fresh audience. I'm going to get a pop because I still got to be over. I'm still the man drinking in, man.
That's the problem. And again, it's just, we're being force-fed shit and told it's chocolate ice cream. It's fucking stupid. What's up, Mr. Quake? Bonkers, good to see you. Jericho can run Rampage down to the ground. Yeah, stick him on Rampage. And again, there is a role, but the problem is Jericho doesn't put anybody over. Jericho only gives a fuck about Jericho. That's why hashtag Jericho Hogan is a thing. Use it.
100%. AEW have to be used to smoke because you have to make this shit make sense. Fair enough. Substance enhancers.
Right. But if Jericho was currently wrestling with 3 different letters in front of the company he worked for, people would be shitting all over him.
Right. Chair matches long and boring and unimpressive. And then, I'll read Michael's first and then I'll read Gilly's. Well, as we're back in action, or at least I am. AEW should do an invasion storyline. Oh, the Shane McMahon thing. We'll get into that. That I don't think that was ever really a thing, but yeah.
Well, I mean, again, I think there's an opportunity there, but again, it would all depend on.
But it's one-sided. That's a lot of people on one side that would really think it'd be really cool, Shane, if you could just come in here and just like give us a rub and like help us get over and
Oh,
everything.
it'd be huge for ratings. It'd be huge for
Yeah, but
it would be huge for the show if it was done right. It would be a big deal. It was a real big opportunity for AEW to kind of pole vault itself and ride off something that everybody would perk up for. They got to do it right.
well, but I don't think, honestly, I do not think that was ever like a mutually consensus thing there at all. I think that was Tony and crew very much would have liked that. I don't think Shane has any sort of, want or need to do that.
Absolutely. What did Boston say? Ricky saying hi, Nick.
Hi, Ricky. Fuck's sake, Ricky. Sorry now because I had to do the Bubbles impression.
Right. Hi, Ricky. What did Gilly? I want to read this one. Guy's got a lucrative deal. He's going to have to produce and book better wrestling to keep the deal. No, he doesn't. That's the problem. We still have heard from the PvP deal yet. And yeah, but that again, that's completely irrelevant to this discussion. Jericho's overpaid, overpriced, overworked. And because Jericho has so much say in what he does, it becomes down to the boss is too chicken shit to tell him the truth. And some fans out there refuse. Everybody should be flooding the internet right now, complaining about how poorly this show is starting because of the fucking guy that will not go away. It kills me every week.
But and two, though, in hand with that at the same time, and if you need to do what you got to do, you could. Of that, the whole fact that just because you have an issue with one person, with one segment, with one match, you that's what you take umbrage with. That's what you're critical about. Doesn't mean you hate the company. Doesn't mean you wish failure upon it, anything like that. Like AEW fans as a whole, I feel need to just stop with that. And you can be critical of the product and still like the product.
100%. And again, let's go back to the food. Apparently, I'm on a chubby guy run right now.
There we go.
I go to restaurants all the time, or I go to places to get food, and there's shit on the menu I will not eat. I won't eat it. I don't like it. It's not my flavor. It's not my style. But it doesn't mean I avoid the restaurant forever. I still get the shit I like from the menu. And right now, the problem is Jericho's being like, we're going up to the counter trying to get our food, and Jericho's being served to us constantly. And
the problem is we got the first course, and it's burnt Jericho Hogan, and I wasn't a fan of it.
Right. Oops.
Oop, there we go. As KJ's taking a pause for the cause, see now I get the fancy layout and everything. Let me try and find what match we're on. Yes, we're on this match right now, folks. As I've got again Chris Jericho out here trying to convince us again that a lion tamer is the same as a Boston Crab. Is the crowd's already looking down the ramp? So is somebody coming out here? Michael said, as Cass comes running out and boots OC and head 1, 2 count. And again, now she refs. So Aubrey sees Cass and should be like, get the fuck out of here. I already dismissed you, as O'Reilly's running him off here. But Michael's saying, should WWE bring WCW back as a brand? That's a tough ask right now. Right now, you have enough spinning plates with small package, but you have enough spinning plates with new TV deals, etc. I would wait, and I also, especially with the Vince documentary coming out, I want to see how that affects WWE, because two count, but that's not going to be purely positive discussion when it comes to WWE with that whole thing. So I want to see how that affects WWE before they need to start adding anything. Right now, they've got enough on their plate. But Plumpy TV, what up? Willie, what up? OC was blatantly not even touching Jericho with his punches. At least got the cameraman to cut to a different angle or something. Yeah, there's production issues are plenty. I think Kevin Dunn just left WWE and just went right over to AEW, it feels like here. Getting camera cuts on camera cuts. I forgot Anthony Is the TNA app and Access TV start time at the same, or is there still a delay? Bradley, I believe, to my knowledge, and I don't mean to fully answer for Anthony, but Tornado DDT by OC, but they start at the same time. It was when they had the YouTube membership, which I know we would use. Yeah, they started at the same time. But yeah, it was the YouTube when they had the membership there that would start at a half hour because you got all the commercials out of the way. Oh, diving DDT by OC on a Jericho off the top rope. 1, 2 count. And this is the thing, too, with when it comes to Chris. Even if you kind of, all right, well, he's still Chris Jericho, what have you. He's still the legend, all of this. But my God, man, at this point, you should have been put away with this match. Like, this match is not a fucking 5-star main event here. We don't need to can take every bump and kick out at everything it can, too. And 4-4 saying solid match. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll ask you honestly what you liked in the match, and I would be interested to hear it because I know that this obviously clearly like does appeal to some people, and I mean Orange Cassidy, as AEW's gone along, has at least convinced me really that he's actually really talented in the ring. I dislike the gimmick a bit. I think it's a little too lackadaisical, too unserious for my like, but and he's overused as shit. But and it's now Brian Keith comes out again, and it's now Bart Briscoe. So we're clearly setting up again, like I've said, for a 6-person tag match. As now Jericho's got the roll of quarters. So again, this is all coming down to fucking quarters. This is all coming down to laundry money. Hits the Superman punch, so OC, the babyface, cheated to win on Jericho. As he gets the 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, as he just hides it in his pocket here. Yeah, no, 4-4, 100. Like, I know that there is an audience for this. I am just clearly not it, and it feels more and more like most people are not. So, at least with Jericho, again. This is the funny thing you have to do when it comes to talking about AEW. You have to specify the match you're talking about, not you're talking about the company. But yeah. I love the Pixies, says Mr. Quake. Fair enough. 20-minute Jericho match to start the show. It should be great for ratings. Holy sugar, honey, iced tea. I just realized that, yeah, that match did go damn near 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah. So it's an interesting strategy to do. Of this is the go home show for Grand Slam, and we're gonna start it off with a 20-minute Jericho match. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. Jarrett Hogan, as we're back again right now backstage with Claudio and Pac from last Wednesday cutting a promo. It took you 15 years to watch it. Felt like it. Big Nick, people forget Vince McMahon was running WWF pretty good long before Triple H and TKO ever came into the picture. It said people, Michael, I digress with that because yes, Vince McMahon did have obviously he's a crucial part of everything that's taken place in pro wrestling, but at the same time to completely absolve him of potentially heinous shit just because of what he did before. I mean, it is a slippery slope. I'll say it the best, and that's the most I'll say on it because we're talking AEW. As I've got Moxley cutting his little, interjecting himself into this promo from last Wednesday here, as he's saying, "Yuna's free to leave." You have a personal responsibility to a greater good. What type of man did we teach you to be? It's interesting here with Moxley because it's cryptic. It's somehow still slightly intriguing because you don't get the final end game. You keep seeing little bits and pieces here and trying to put it together. And now he's addressing you specifically if you don't need to be here. You're not forced to be here, but you do serve a higher purpose, allegedly. So a trios match on Grand Slam RM, I would probably assume 316 saying Big Nick, I will take Dirty Dom, then half or the whole roster in AEW. Hi. Now we're getting you to backstage with Marvez. Hi, Marvez. With next week at Grand Slam. What do you got to say, Yuta? He's pretty conflicted. I remember when Yuta was out there and we all became huge fans of him when he's having the match for the Pure Championship with Moxley. And now he's just become so run-of-the-mill, so bland. As AEW staffer happens to just bring him down his tag team title or his trios title in the middle of this. So are you in or are you out, Yuta? 4-4 saying, well, both guys are top stars. I agree 20 minutes may have been too much, but I'm not giving them 5 to 8 minutes. Fair. So somewhere in the middle, I'll give you that. You give it 10, 12 tops. That's what I do. The chick is Marina Shafir. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Why is Wheeler leaving before 8? What? Bro said Vince McMahon was doing... right. All right. We're not going to get into that whole discussion, Misfit. But yeah, we'll talk about that after they start airing that whole documentary and everything. We got ideas and plans and everything for talking about all that. You're muted, so I don't know what you're saying, but I got the Undisputed Kingdom out here right now joining commentary.
Oh, good. That first match sucked. It was overbooked. The ending sucked. It went 20 minutes. It sucked. I'm sorry if you liked it. I didn't. It's not floating my boat. I don't know what it is, why it would float anyone's boat. It's not good quality wrestling. It is fucking egregious in my books. As far as the Vince McMahon goes, don't forget, we went through horrible years of, I quit watching wrestling because of Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard.
The reason this channel exists, the reason AEW exists is because of Vince McMahon's booking in WWE. Just being said. But as I've got Hook with the Hook signal coming out right now, and he's got the lovely jack-o'-lantern tights here. Remember when Hook used to feel like a big deal? Feel like he was moving up the card and everything?
People wanted him to be considered for wrestler of the year, and it was fucking atrocious.
Well, no, I remember when there was talks about WWE wanting to sign Hook, and then he got Jericho'd, and then he got Jericho'd. And nobody gets over with Jericho. And again, if anyone out there can give me an example of somebody that Jericho helped make their career better, I'm listening. As he is taking on JD Inc. And what an apropos name with this guy who is covered head to toe in ink. I know you got the sleeves and everything, but this guy's goddamn.
You got more than I do.
He's almost out there like Motor City, Machine Gun Kelly out there, just doing the getting black overlays on everything now.
Right. Dun, dun, dun.
4-4 saying MJF was already a star before he got involved with that.
Jericho actually hurt.
I will halfway give it. Sorry.
No, Jericho hurt MJF, and even with the spot, you think about the cage spot. It wasn't about the fact that MJF threw Jericho off the cage. It was about the fact that Jericho took that bump, and Jericho was pissy that people shit on him for using a big old obvious crash pad. It had nothing to do with MJF, and MJF survived a year of Jericho. It was not good, and it has not been good. Action Andrade, he set on fire. He doesn't put anybody over.
Absolutely. Now, as already the match is over with the Kata Hajime, but we had Roddy out here, so we were bigging up the match for Collision instead of having Hook versus Roddy on Grand Slam, because so far I've seen we've only got 3 matches or so advertised for it. With that, we're gonna now taking time on Dynamite, the go home show for Grand Slam, to advertise Collision. I believe KJ is frozen, so do the thing. There we go. As
fuck.
KJ tries to fix his stuff and everything like that, folks. As I've got, security trying to get in between here of, Hook and Roddy here, but Jericho will make it in the Triple H WWE. I don't even know if that's really even being talked about, as I've got Private Party backstage here with Marvez again. We're getting a double dose of Marvez. Misfit, remember MJF was the first person chosen to beat CM Punk in AEW. Well, yes, I find it interesting. This is now turned fully into an MJF praise session, but yeah, I'm absolutely a scarf carrying member of the MJF fan club here. But as like I said, I've got this Private Party cutting a promo. Jericho was MJF's intro into the main event scene prior. Who was MJF working with? Better yet, was mere Cody Lackey. No, because he was in the first tournament for the first shit for the ring and everything like that. He was already the diamond ring winner and everything like that. So I would disagree. You might be right with that. Like I said, I'll move forward with that conversation. 100%. You might be right with that, but agree to disagree, I guess, right now. As I'm in commercial break, folks, so I will remind everybody 100% we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We're here watching AEW Dynamite. We're back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow. Me and Anthony out here. Thursday Night Impact. We got a Texas death match between Fandango, Dirty Dango, and Mike Santana. So 100% make sure you're here. And then Friday Night SmackDown as well, 100%. The episode 2 on USA, and we're building up towards Bad Blood. We've still got everything going on with the bloodline with Roman and Cody. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. All of that, hit all the fun buttons, hit all the bell notifications, massage that algorithm. Just don't Deshaun Watson it, or P Diddy it. KJ's gonna be so mad I made those jokes. But anyways, Mr. Quick, what up? Anthony, what up? Yes, TNA, absolutely, 100%. Y'all need to be here for the Chapeau show between me and Anthony here. Dope Dubs. Cody gave MJF a bigger rub than Jericho. Facts. I mean, fair. I'll agree. When is the party over? I don't care that it's private. Jobson, what up? Learning Tree, Hook, Pockets, Private Party. Jobson, are you just naming things at this point, or you're so well? That is the almost kind of the lineage of what's so far taken place on the show. We had Jericho, then we went all the way through that. So fair enough. I thought it was just kind of like you were, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. You were out there trying to make up your own kind of Shield intro or something. But Wrestling Proud, AB, hope you're doing well. What? If anyone doubts Jericho has been a career killer, just look at Santana and Ortiz. This man held them down like prison. Oh, bold strategy, Cotton. But yeah, I mean, it's obvious at this point that Chris Jericho really, more than anything, needs to.
You're being way too nice, Nick. I know you're not usually here on Wednesdays, but you're being way too nice. The whole idea that MJF got pole vaulted, MJF was going to be a star, and MJF was a top guy. He did really good work with Cody, and then Jericho said, oh, that's cool. Look what he did to your buddy, Eddie Kingston. He murdered Eddie Kingston. He murdered that man. Again and again, there's way more examples of Jericho burying talent than helping talent. Sorry, I'm back.
Hi, sorry. I guess I was trying to. I don't know what I was trying to do.
You're way too nice.
I haven't been war torn to the Dynamites like you have, I guess. This man's seen horrors that I can only imagine.
Right? I'm seeing the comments, and I'm sorry. Jericho doesn't work in 2024. Doesn't. He's the type of guy that the WWE is currently replacing with young up-and-coming talent. And when we're watching a guy like Jericho instead of Ricky Starks, I can't wait to see Ricky Starks in the other company get used properly.
As I have the patriarchy backstage here with Renee Max the Good, and Christian's talking about the fact that he holds himself a contract title for for a championship shot at any moment here.
Did I tell you my theory with this?
Go ahead.
That Darby's going to beat Danielson and Christian's going to beat Darby.
No. So you do that at Wrestle Dream?
Maybe. Well, again,
you can't do it at Grand Slam.
Can't do it at Grand Slam. I mean, Darby was supposed to fight Danielson, but that got, you know.
Oh. We got still the confrontation out here backstage.
Right now, I got Christian talking, so you're slightly ahead of me, but
okay.
I'm not worried yet. I'm just happy that my shit is cooperating.
Fair enough. I had Christian arguing with Kip Sabian.
I haven't got that yet.
Fair. I'll pause up at Serena Deeb's intro.
Okay.
I'll read Spaz here. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Spaz, of saying thanks for letting me pimp my friends GoFundMe all weeks, guys. Big respect. KBGBs and Nicholas Giganticus. I sound like I keep getting more and more like I'm a fucking Spartan villain or something like that.
Elephantitis.
Right, Elephantitis Jones over here.
I'm a real man. But thank you so much, Spaz. We appreciate you.
I have Deeb's intro.
Okay, I'm right behind you and should be there in 10 seconds.
You're good.
Gaga's Harley Quinn. Yes, she is. Free Ricky. Free Wardlow. Free Hobbs. Free Malachi.
100%. Well, and I've seen the whole narrative going around that. That's why you're seeing it. Interesting to where WWE is going after talent that's not, up for renewal or anything like that ahead of time of saying, let's lock you down and everything. And I think they're also kind of gaslighting Tony into overpaying for some people. But that's neither here nor there. People are getting paid, and that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Serena Deeb could be so much more to this women's division, honestly. I know she's had her struggles and everything, but there's something there. She's one of the few veterans that they've got there, and she's able to do she's able to fucking pull you in on shit really well. So I think that she needs to be a bigger contribution to this women's division. I hope she is. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think there's a lot of talent in this women's division. When people talk about the talent in the division, I never say you're wrong. There is a lot of talent, but they don't highlight their women's division nearly as well as their competition.
Right. I've got Mariah May coming out right now. And what I still don't get the beef with Yuka Sakazaki. Is this like a tie-in because she's friends with Mina Shirakawa? Like, where did this exactly come about?
I don't get it. And again, you set up she beat Tony. Tony kind of goes away for a little bit. Fine, I can live with that. But again, there was a story you were telling with Mina. Where's Mina?
Yeah, is Mariah May getting Cody Rhodes as a storyline of there's nothing compelling after she achieved the ending of the great story and there was no act 2. There was no follow-up. There was no sequel to anything. So now it's just, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all. Queen Aminata looking like she came out of Black Panther. I like it. There you go, Anthony. Praise for Aminata. We like Queen Aminata. We just don't know how she got in the title picture over everybody.
I think she's really talented and everything. And it's interesting how it almost feel like because Mercedes has the TBS title, that's now become the world title. and Mariah May's almost got the TBS title. Like, I know that what they're supposed to be, but I feel like they've switched places as far as booking, as far as their presentation.
150%, Nick. The Mercedes title has been treated like the better title, and Mercedes hasn't had a good match or a good promo since she's been in the company.
Absolutely. Spaz with another $10 super chat saying, still available and still very relevant. The latest episode of The State of Wrestling with myself and Jake DeMarco, Don DeMarco, wherever you're viding pod. New one coming this Friday. Well, there you go. Shout out Spaz for the super chat and for the free promo. As we are underway, folks, so you can let us know who you're taking, whether you're taking Team Yakasaka or Team Deeb.
Right. Let's go. Big Serena Deeb fan, even though she's probably going to take an L here coming up.
Like, that's the thing is, to me, I would have rather seen a Mariah May Yuka Sakazaki match, and I would have rather seen a Serena Deeb versus Queen Aminata match, because that would have been a hell of a match, honestly. And say that starts to set up who's actually challenging Mariah May, because you need to start getting actual challengers for Mariah May. Let's be honest. We need to have this division. You can't say it's the best, and there's no real challengers. There's no people fighting to be number one contenders, what have you. Instead, we've just got tag team match.
Yeah, and I don't get the overall purpose to it. There has to be a way to kind of angle this for your team,
right? But that's the thing is, we had Jericho go 20 minutes, so this match had to be a tag match. We couldn't have had two separate matches that both could have been interesting and everything. Because Jericho had to do 20 minutes.
Why is this a match? Yeah, it's kind of a throwaway match. Again, if you're trying to keep the viewers' interest, it might not be the best of booking. And like Nick said, I mean, if this was Queen Aminata against Deeb, it's a veteran really giving an opportunity to a young talent to get over and show herself.
That sounds to me like the start of your division for someone that's challenging Mariah May. Is Mariah May's out there? She showed that she has no connection to be involved with this with Deeb. She's out there on the ring steps of, oh, look at me. Oh, I don't care. Like, there's no involvement in this match for her. She's your women's world champion. She holds the top title in your women's division, and she's out here just in a tag division, in a tag match. No story built, no feud built, no contender built, no nothing, at all.
No, unfortunately. And I know it sounds negative, folks, but again, this to me feels like an NXT match. This feels like a lower level match. It doesn't feel like a weekly, oh, I should give a shit. For all the people that want to scratch their head or complain about Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, well, I'd take that any day over this.
Well, and again, it's not complaining about anyone that's actually in the ring or anything like that. It's complaining about it's explaining why they should be put in different situations. It's you had great ingredients and you managed to keep making me chicken shit. You have the ingredients to make chicken salad, and you somehow keep making chicken shit.
Yeah, something like that. Faces for the win, fair enough. Right now, I got 58% of the people taking Deeb and Mariah, so not bad. A little bit of favor, so the crowd a little bit split. There you go.
Deeb literally just kicked Aminata in the butt. Well, I mean, sometimes you got to boot the posterior. Boston, I hate chicken salad. You would.
Yeah. Just enjoy the match. I'd love to, but it's not good. And I'm not like, do you go to a movie and if the movie isn't good, do you enjoy it anyway?
Well, and I do want to, so I will say I will try and at least watch. Like right now, I've got Deeb and Aminata in the ring, and at least in picture. So it might not be a great scene, but at least I got two of my favorite actors out there.
So two of your favorite actors do a shit movie, which we've seen many times, and we're supposed to just smile and go, well, it's Brad Pitt and George Clooney. Yay. Like, no, like it's shit. Shit is shit. If you go watch your favorite band and they show up and play like their latest album and it's hot garbage, someone pointed out Metallica earlier. If I went to a Metallica concert and they only played stuff from 2010 on, I'm going to have a fucking bad night. I don't just enjoy the concert. I don't just enjoy the show. And I'm not just enjoying the wrestling if you're shoveling shit my way. If it's not good, I can't enjoy it. And it's not my job to enjoy it, to make myself enjoy it. Entertain.
You don't like it, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
That's
actually it would have been Saint Anger.
No, nobody really likes Saint Anger.
You push it out.
Right? That's it. Like this idea that just enjoy the wrestling, and then other companies can put on, what they do, and well, that's shit. Oh, I thought we were just enjoying the wrestling. What happened?
Yeah, well, that's the worst part about this. Of this weird, like, because of the fucking 3 letters in front of the company makes a difference as to how it, like, whether it's enjoyable or not. Like, we watch goddamn every wrestling company under the sun, even when we're not here live watching, we'll still be talking about, did you see this on this? Did you watch that on that? Yeah. So 100%, we're wrestling fans through and through. So just because of the fucking 3 letters in front of it doesn't mean whether it's good or bad to us. What matters to us is how we got there, what's in the ring, what's going on, all of that shit, not who's presenting it.
Yeah, I had to listen to you all night complain about Wendy Chu.
Yeah, because she's trash.
There you go. No, just enjoy it, Nick. You have to. You just have to enjoy it. Doesn't matter what you think. Just enjoy it. She got in the ring, didn't she? Just enjoy it.
You're using Wendy Chu to get me to agree with you, and I don't know how I feel.
Right? That is a cop-out from the fans that don't want to admit that the product's not good. And I just want the AEW fans to go, fuck, I love AEW, but I wish it could do better.
I don't know if I can fully endorse this statement, but I do kind of find it fucking funny. Make AEW great again.
I miss the good old days. I miss the packed arenas. I miss the excitement. I miss the twists and turns. I miss the surprise pops. And again, I'm tired of watching Jericho on my screen for 20 minutes to start my fucking show, and it ruins my mood every fucking week.
Well, and that's such a bold strategy if you started with that. Like, you started with that. It almost feels like that's Tony saying, hey, KJ, I know you watch this every week. I'm going to let you get your head out the gate, and then maybe you'll come around. Maybe you like us after this. I won't give you the sugar at the start. I'll give it at the back end.
Right. You weren't going to follow Io and Bianca. Fair enough. There's a perfect example of a women's division and a great match.
Well, and they proved that they could have a great match with Sakazaki going crazy over everybody, just diving out to the top and instantly cuts the hard cam.
Yeah. Gilly, I'm not even going to click on your question because we've said it, and anybody who's watching me right now knows it's not hate. Again, it's just, if you're taking it as hate, that is people that just can't handle the truth. What is good about this, and what am I missing? Because if it was good, we'd be cheering it. But you just put hate towards AEW. AEW is currently putting out garbage. I don't know what to tell you.
As Mariah May makes up the count, like as they call the DQ. But yeah, so whoever had team baby faces, you get the win. But yeah, it's you can take criticism if you can't critique a product or anything like that. Then again, you've already closed so many doors to everything like that. Like that's the thing. It's you need to be able to still critique it. There's been plenty of things that we actually like, and we're wanting to see more of that for this to be on AEW. Instead, we get fed everything that just ain't working.
Again, I'm watching, AEW dark level matches as now Mariah May is beating the shit out of
Sakazaki. Spaz, thank you again for the $5 super chat. I was saying the wildest thing is I hate AEW. He said it, not us. But when I find a part of it I like, few and far between. The smart fans want to lecture me. I liked the wrong thing. I'm thinking it. I don't know if I want to say it, but at times AEW fans are the worst thing about AEW.
Yeah.
It's IWC Twitter come to life. Sorry, go ahead.
I am so confused. So we went from the beatdown in that match
What?
to about Mina and Mariah.
Why?
What?
What the fuck?
All right, Gilly.
Why? How? And see, Gilly, and this proves every goddamn thing we were just saying. This proves everything. They couldn't have fucking fallen into that better if they tried to. This proves every goddamn thing that we were just saying. Because why are you giving us bullshit when you have this and you could have done this? This could have been the shit you were building to. It's the same thing with like Nigel and Danielson and everything. Why the fuck are you giving us all this bullshit when you could be giving us the stuff that's so great that you have? We know you have it there. Just do it. Just, it's not that hard to do. It's right there. You just did it. Like, why are you giving us, spoon feeding us bullshit when you have the good shit in the back?
That's it. Again, it is what it is. And anybody who thinks it's hate needs to put on their big boy pants and realize it's true. And again, I don't show up to watch all this AEW wrestling because I can't wait to ruin my fucking night. I am mad because I'm a fan and they're giving me shit. I'm hoping this gets better.
Right.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping. We got Moxley coming up here. So
right. Listen, I like the Moxley thing. For the sad people out there right now, I like what they're trying to do with Moxley. We'll see how it goes.
Well, and yeah, because that's I think when you were dealing with everything was when they were interviewing, Moxley, and telling you to pretty much, you don't have to be here if you don't want to be here, but you serve a higher purpose type of shit. So like, it's really interesting where they're going with this because it's all cryptic. And I know John normally cuts a promo like that because he feels like he's already at Mick Foley levels of, conversation, but so it'll be interesting if this is cryptic and like where they actually follow up with this, or if this just gets lost in the wash.
Well, I hope that it's kind of like the Howdy stuff where it's like breadcrumbs, right? A little bit more. Like even Moxley tonight in the earlier pre-tape says, we were working for a higher power. Ooh, who's that? What's that mean?
Oh, it was me, Moxley. It was me all along.
Oh shit! Right? So yeah, wrestling and hate on our just stop and enjoy. I'll tell you what, Robert. Come over to my house. I'm going to make you some food that you hate, and then when you say you don't like it, I'm going to say just enjoy it. That's not how this works. None of it works this way.
Well, and so to me though, what's interesting and respectfully, Robert, you've been around here for a while and everything. Like, how we enjoy all the wrestling, how we still are honest about anything and everything going on. So, like, I don't know how this seems like new to you a little bit. This is just being honest about it. Like, it's again, if you can't handle being critiqued on anything, that closed minds lead to closed doors and shit like that. You can't sit there and try and keep growing this product and everything. If anytime you say anything negative about it, you're just hating on the entire company.
If the assholes like Uncle Dave would be truthful and be honest about the product, there might be a chance that the product changes directions. But even on the card tonight, you look at what they booked going in to advertise for this show, and it's Jericho OC, it's the Bucks, it's Okada, it's like the nearest and dearest of Tony Khan. I'm sure Daniel Garcia might show up. I mean, again, and unfortunately, that group of people are hurting AEW more than they're helping AEW. As we're back to the action.
Well, and it's repetition more than anything. That's the thing, is you keep just beating us over and over and over the head with shit and everything. Like, we were just talking about, you have Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May, and you're setting that up. So 100%, why aren't you building towards that out the gate instead of just randomly a tag match?
100%. I agree with you. And Willie, right now, for my money, that is the comment of the night. Just enjoy it. I say just make it make sense. Amen, brother. That's all I'm asking for. Don't placate me. Your viewers are disinterested in what you're booking. Make it make sense, and we will enjoy every fucking minute of it.
Yeah, that's the thing is you can't have this like shut up and dribble mentality with this type of shit. Like you actually have to like you need to pull people the fuck in.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you find it interesting? Like we were setting up this Nigel Danielson match with no promo, like no.
All right,
Not,
yeah, I can hate all of this. So I want to watch this video package right now because this to me should be so much more than what it actually is.
mm-hmm.
This I watched
Ooh.
Dave LaGreca on Busted Open sitting there losing his goddamn mind about this, and I agreed. And I normally don't agree with a guy like Dave, but I agreed 100% with everything. Did they just cut away from the video?
Wait, what
But
happened?
they just started the video and they cut away and then went back to commentary.
Did that video just end in the middle, or was he done speaking, guys?
I have no fucking idea about like they're replaying it. So
they're
what
going
the
back
fuck
to
was
it.
that? Yeah,
Just enjoy, guys. Everything's great. Okay, kiss my ass.
but it's just this is a 15-year feud in the fucking making and everything. Like this doesn't need a 1 week go home build to be the fucking send off and everything. Beyond the whole fact that we shouldn't even be here because you set up fucking Darby and everything as your world title contenders and you've got that fucking whole match going on. But this is one of the bastions that AEW has. One of the last rounds that you have in that chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it. You especially mentioned this should be like Danielson's last match. His right off into the sunset. This is how you end Wrestle Dream.
Yeah. As a Ring of Honor mark, Nick, I'm fucking jazzed that I'm going to see Nigel McGuinness against Daniel Bryan now.
But that's the thing is you're excited for it because of everything from Ring of Honor, because you know the history, because you know the lineage. This story took 15 years and they boiled it down to 2.5 minute video package. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? And this is how you want to present this?
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, like the little details, like Pac got bumped out of All In. Now Darby gets bumped out of Grand Slam. That if you're bumping people, you're not planning your booking. Like that's again, you couldn't
even use any of that to advertise for tonight or anything. We'll get a medical update on the status of Bryan Danielson to see if he's clear to show up at Grand Slam or anything like that. You could have had anything that tie-in is. Yeah, we've got Moxley coming out. Sorry.
No, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It's craziness. Imagine the higher power gets revealed. I saw somebody, I know Anthony, our buddy Anthony mentioned, I want it to be Shane McMahon. I do.
It's really interesting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there is a little, it's a little interesting. It's a little weird with this whole group of like, I want it to make sense because the two bald badasses with a badass chick and everything like that just kind of, this isn't your show anymore. Oh, okay. Well, Tony doesn't book the show, right? Like,
yeah. Anthony, you're right.
I want the threads to get pulled back together here.
Yeah. I completely agree, Anthony. I despise pickles. Even if they touch my food, I don't want to eat that food.
What are you, the Undertaker?
I hate pickles. Fuck pickles.
You're the anti-Undertaker. He hates cucumbers. You hate pickles.
You can't give me a pickle sandwich and say, just enjoy it, KJ. Fuck you. Make me a better sandwich.
Y'all both weird with this.
I love watermelon.
I'm sure there's a bunch of I don't like, but as
we got to fight the
randomly beating up the Street Profits on the way out here,
and Moxley no-sold all of it.
Now, again, little interesting on who they're beating up, but I'll just say. So what if Shane McMahon, what does that do? When's the last time he would? Shane McMahon would still be a big moment, would still be a huge attention grabber and everything, but I think it would also be a super polarizing thing when it comes to AEW because it's a McMahon.
Yeah. Again, it's just it's a holy shit. Now, once you have that holy shit moment, what do you do with it? That becomes a question. But Claudio, they're beating the shit out of the
private party.
Moxley on the outside. Death Kwando.
Who did Private Party piss off?
Why? What did Private like? I'm trying to remember why Private Party is tried to jump Moxley and crew.
And you're here every week. I remember Private Party cut a promo backstage earlier on tonight, but Christ, Marina Shafir's holding her own against everybody out here.
Marina's a badass. I like Marina a lot because it's cool. That's why MDB, because death is cool.
Because I'm a fucking badass.
Moxley gimmick. I don't mind that. But that's funny.
It's a little Clockwork Orangey here.
Mariah May versus two ladies is pure junk. Mariah May winning wasn't the problem. It was how she won. And I don't even care how she won. It's again, okay, now you have a heel champion. She's a heel. She cheated to win.
Commander just shows the up. Like, this is supposed to be Moxley talking, by the way, and this has just again been a fucking walk-in brawl. This has been the same shit as the fucking Jericho match, but as now Commander eats European uppercut.
Commander's supposed to be a big threat to this badass faction?
I have no idea.
Well, get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Claudio.
As Alex Abrahantes out there eating a fucking judo throw from Marina.
Abrahantes to the Fed. Let's go. If you're only talking about one company, blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you what, Robert. We're not going to change. We're going to call it the way we see it. We're going to be the one channel that is not biased. We're not going to pick a side. We're not going to pick a company. We're going to critique the wrestling as it comes. When WWE was putting up fucking duds and Monday Night Raw felt like the longest 3 hours of my fucking life, week in and week out, we said it every week. And we praised Dynamite for being way better. Now that it's flipped, we're not going to change. If that means that you're going to choose to watch somewhere else, I completely respect you for that decision. But Nick and I are not changing our 2 cents anytime soon. You got a problem with what's happening? Send Tony Khan a letter and we'll stop complaining.
Fair enough.
KJ and Nick, I'm making a prediction. Finish Sammy and Daniel are not going to resign. We'll see. So Moxie talking shit. I like it. I just don't like who they're beating up.
I just don't get why. So Moxley just smashes this man's hand. I wish to God I could remember which member of Private Party that was.
That's the only one that's not really hurt very often.
That doesn't help. As Darby coming out with a skateboard. So Darby answering the call again, though. This is
what's next.
100% just been a gigantic walk-in brawl.
Private Party getting written off. It looks that way. Oh my God. Okay, Darby's got some. There's 5 of them, Darbs.
But thy weareth thy drapes.
Right. This show is a mess. That's
the thing is, it's not like Richard and all of that, or Robert. Sorry, I do apologize. But that it's not just us saying this and not just us having this opinion. Like it's a collective thing. Like we're critical on anything and everything. And we call bullshit. We call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm. And again, there are people out there with biases. We get that. But again, Cornette criticized AEW. He's an idiot. Bischoff criticizes. He's an idiot. Kevin Nash is an idiot. Bubba Ray's an idiot. Fucking anybody that doesn't love it is an idiot. And I'm sorry. I mean, you're getting outnumbered. The numbers against the product are growing by the day.
Honestly, gets you a lot.
Moxley versus Darby, Grand Slam official, Nick. Sorry.
No, you're good.
All right, okay.
But so still, again, you get Darby versus Moxley for the world title shot that Darby should have had versus Brian at this show. And Brian's still fine enough to wrestle, but he's going to wrestle Nigel. Like, you have so many good components. That's the thing. You have so many good components, and you just fucked the whole salad up. You have amazing ingredients, and you just made bullshit.
Well, Nick, I mean, again, imagine I came to you and said, hey, you know that title shot you're supposed to have? Well, beat me up first, then you can have it. Wait, I've already got it. Why would I do that? Like,
right.
And then Danielson was not able to compete. That's why Darby has to fight Moxley. That makes sense. If they ran that story, I would have been 100% behind it. Moxley beats up Danielson, tries to kill him with a bag. Danielson's out. But Danielson can't be healthy enough to fight someone else.
Right. If you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, cool. Well, I can't sub in at tight end, but I can play up. I can go in as a tackle.
Yeah.
Like, I can't play center, but I can play right wing. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, that's the thing that's like blows my mind of like, what? As I'm getting a scapegoat package right now.
Yeah, as he's running down the highway, so I'm gonna run down the highway here for a quick minute.
Short bus Jack, I like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick is on a pause for the cause. Dynamite rolls on, and it's been an interesting one so far. As right now, I'm getting a Jack Perry package, but it is official. Darby Allin will take on Moxley at Grand Slam. Should be a good match. Should be a fun one. Should be hard hitting. We don't know what it means or where this goes, but who knows? Jungle jack off, can't draw pennies. That is a part of the issue here, right? You're not going to draw money with Jack Perry. You're not going to draw money with the Bucks. You're not going to draw money with Darby to an extent. As much as I love Darby, there's a place for him. Who are your big money draws? Who are the superstars on this company? Who are the guys that are going to go on big shows and make a big deal? I don't know who they are. But yeah, up next, this one should be really fun, folks. Who wins? Bum, bum, bum. All right. Mortos for the W. The announcer, Arsdam, Jackie, I don't know what it says. KJ, maybe MJF. MJF's a star. You can draw money. Kenny Omega can be a star. Will Ospreay has all the star potential. Those are top guys. 100%. I'm not saying they don't have any. But even then. Hashtag more toast. No pop for Ricochet. I didn't catch it, Charles. I'll take your word for it. There had to be some pop for him. I know there's not many people there. But here comes more toast. Yeah. What a boring show so far. Is anybody like losing their mind? There was an early point this year around TNA Rebellion that I was down on the company, and I wanted it to get better after Scott was fired. I still love TNA. KJ and Nick just want AEW to be better. I completely agree. And that's all it is. I don't hate the company, guys. I started this YouTube channel to be a voice for AEW. I wanted to bring AEW fans together against the people that were critical. But you bring in Ricochet, and instead of fighting somebody that matters, he's fighting Mortos. What do I do? Just enjoy it? Fuck off. That's not real. That's not right. Ospreay's the only draw. I'd say Ospreay, MJF makes ratings move or used to. And some of the other biggest draws are now working in the other company, and it's unfortunate. Ricochet wins. Ricochet has to win. I would rather have had this match start the show 100% MDB. If they started the show with this, I'd be a lot happier. Big European kick in the corner. And again, I've watched Black Taurus for a long time. I don't hate him as a wrestler. I just hate him in this position. Good show. No, Robert, it's not. It's not a good show. If you're 12, you might love it, but it's not a good show, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be straight with you because I don't want to argue all fucking night. What is good about it? The last segment was a fucking clusterfuck and made no sense. Why is Commander trying to beat up your big bad faction? You're trying to make us give a shit about Moxley's new crew and Commander? Private Party? Really? That makes that good? Come on, buddy. Be real. I have all the respect for the athletes in AEW ring. Sometimes, though, it's the constant overselling or underselling. No heels, no babyface, no storylines. Yeah, again. Ricochet with a 2 count. And I said this match was going to be fun. AV, that's good, man. Would you book Darby turning? I thought maybe you could do that when Sting was retiring. It would have been a really cool pole vault. But again, the nepotism and shit got in the way of that. I like the idea that Darby could do something different. We've seen the same Darby for a long time, right? The same OC, the same Bucks. 5 years of no change. Everybody gets stale. We were talking about it on Monday. Here, you guys want to watch me expand? I hate the New Day and I want them to break up. They're stale. That's not obvious. I'm not saying anything 100 other people haven't said. But I'm not just going to like the New Day because they're in the ring. But they entertain me more than I've been entertained sometimes. But they're stale. 5 straight years of the same people doing the same shit. You got Orange Cassidy fighting with Jericho over a coat they dipped in orange juice a long time ago. Jericho, you're rich. Get a new fucking coat. I don't care. I wish AEW was good again. So do I, man. I'll tell you what, Robert, you think this show's good? Go watch old AEW. Go watch when the building was packed, when the place was sold out, and people were hanging from the rafters, losing their mind. When people were screaming cult of personality at the top of their lungs, or the entire crowd was doing Judas a cappella. Those were the good days. And to say, well, they're only 5 years in, you shouldn't be going backwards 5 years in. 5-year mark, you should be elevating. I tell you right now, if this channel still have 5,000 subscribers at a 5-year mark, I'm going to quit because I'm doing something wrong. That's a promise. Stardom had a better show this morning than Dynamite did tonight. As we go to picture in picture, AEW's biggest problem is production and management. Facts. Again, it's just Tony's little fucking vanity project. And I don't mind it being Tony's vanity project. Just stop acting like we're this big shot company that's competing with the WWE. Let it go. Shut your mouth. Just do you, boo-boo. You never hear people from TNA come out and start flexing on other companies. You don't. They know who they are. They're proud of who they are. And they amp up their own shit instead of trying to put themselves in a conversation they don't belong in. Mortos is supposed to be with the Viking Warriors. Methinks. I don't. Well, that'd be interesting. Great sequence. Again, two good athletes in the ring right now, guys. Old AEW is a wild statement. Yeah, right? Through the pandemic, guys, when we were getting the Thunderdome wrestling and it sucked bad, and AEW put their put their wrestlers in the crowd, and they were giving us really fun shit. Man, I miss those days. We have a bigger issues going on in the world to get butthurt. Why are you here? This is what we do. Like, what the fuck? I know there is. We come to talk about wrestling. Jesus Christ. It's a fucking terrible answer. AEW shows won't admit AEW was so much more interesting when CM Punk was on AEW TV. They don't have to. The full arenas and the ratings tell you the full story. You don't have to believe it. The analytics tell us otherwise. And facts don't care about your feelings. Sorry, fuckers. Dynamite's first show 5 years ago garnered 1.4 million viewers. Today, it barely averages 7. That's it. Punk's debut on Rampage got over a mil. Mil 2, I think it was. Again, it's not hatred for AEW. I just know what it could be. But just enjoy it, KJ. Fuck off. There's bigger things to be mad about. I'm not mad. I'm critiquing. The people who are mad are the people that can't take the critique. WWE didn't utilize Ricochet to his full potential. Yes and no. I think Ricochet did struggle a little bit with like promos when he did get some love. I thought he had a really decent IC title run. I just think for a guy like Ricochet in WWE, there's a ceiling. And I thought Ricochet coming to AEW was a really great decision for Ricochet. More money and more opportunity. I can see Ricochet being AEW World Champion. I don't know if Ricochet ever would have been a WWE World Champion. Could he be? Yes. But did I really see it? I don't know. There's so many people he had to get past. No, and not as much, not nearly as much as AEW, my guy. Let's be real. Again, deal with facts. Don't waste my time with your feelings. I just like wrestling. Everyone complaining back in my day, we enjoyed the show regardless. How just nitpicking and complaining. Again, there's a level of there's twofold to that. We enjoy all the wrestling. That's why we do what we do here. That's why we're here as much as we're here. But I won't lie to you people. I'll put it that way. I will not lie to the chat. I will not lie to the fans that tune in, nor will Nick, nor will Anthony. If we love it, we tell you, like I said, me and Nick argued over Wendy Chu for 20 minutes last night. It's fun. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like when you watch your favorite sports and you guys debate. He's a good pitcher. He's a shit pitcher. I love that quarterback. I hate that quarterback. It's no different. And people have to get around that. AEW crowds are starting to look like COVID crowds. AEW is starting to get outsold by TNA, guys. Think about it. TNA is putting more people in buildings than AEW. It's a concern. Yeah, facts, MDB. I'll give you a heart for that. Called out. Yeah, this is kind of a go-home show. Nice kick, but look, listen to the crowd, guys. My favorite part of any wrestling is the ear test. As much as these guys are going back and forth and doing cool things, the crowd in the building are sitting down. They're not standing. You think I'm hating on the show. The people in the building aren't cheering. So if it's so good and the fans are so happy, why are they not standing up and losing their mind? I watched a show on Friday where the fans were fucking ballistic. I saw a show on Monday where the fans were going crazy. Canadian Destroyer on the mat. Arena empty wrestling. Oof. NWA Power. Once upon a time, but Billy Corgan shit the bed all over the place. Mods needs to no, Denisha. No. We don't do that. I welcome the argument. I welcome the opinion. We are not the ones that are chicken shit, and we will not block people. As long as they're being respectful, they can argue with me for 2 hours. And again, then ask me why I'm doing what I'm doing. Think about it. DW Herd. You can be critical without being an ass. I think that's what's happening with the IWC a lot. Again, listen. I did not like the main event of All Out or All In. We posted our review of the aftermath. And instead of people coming back to me and saying, hey, KJ, I felt this about the show. Hey, KJ, you know what? I did like the needle spot. You know what they said? You're fat, you're ugly, you're dumb, you're, all the sexual things you can think of. That's the difference. And I completely agree with you. And thank you so much for the super chat. This match has turned boring. The crowd went to sleep. Welcome back, Nick.
Hi, I guess I turned everyone to sleep. Like when did you? I'm just saying.
Right?
But
I'm under a barrage.
It's as a Buffalo Bills fan, I can be critical of the team without hating the fucking team.
Mm-hmm.
I can be critical of a player without hating the fucking team. Like that's the thing. That's the one, as Mortos just tosses Ricochet off the top rope here. But that's one thing that I always find interesting, at least when it comes specifically to talking about AEW.
Yeah.
Just as a whole, no matter what you're saying, you have to preface that you like AEW as a whole. Like you can't be critical without it being taken as you hate everything about it. There is no, you can be, as the hearts are flying. There's no, you can be critical of a player, you can be critical of a quarterback, you can be critical of a wide receiver or anything like that without you hate the whole fucking team. Like, well, if you're going to be critical of this, imagine if someone if you're going to be critical of Josh Allen, if you're going to be critical of Austin Matthews, then why are you even a fucking fan of the team? It's like, no,
why are you a Leaf
critical of this shit and still love the fucking team and still want them to be the best that they can fucking be. That's the thing.
Well, how about this?
That's the missed aspect, and we want them to succeed.
Oh my God, that was a nice move, though. Listen, Nick, you remember when the NFL was going through all the problems with the refs?
3 as 1916 Ricochet with the 1, 2, 3. But yes, I've seen it now with baseball.
right? But everybody losing their mind. The NFL refs are fucking up everything. The calls are bad. They're not consistent. So was the answer just enjoy the game or quit watching football then? No, we want the refs to get better. Fucking get your shit together.
We're here and we do what we do because we love everything. Like, we want the whole discussion. We want everybody's feedback on everything. We love having the whole dialogue and the whole discourse and everything. That's why this isn't just like a one-person channel or anything like that. This is why we do it, to where we're constantly getting feedback and bouncing off each other, and why we're a fucking tag team out here is because it's all a melting pot of opinions and everything. 100% he goddamn does. So does Vince Russo. 100%. I'm putting that out there right now, and I know people at Hameen Media and everything. 100%. I reached out to Vince and tried to get him for an interview for this channel, and all of a sudden he didn't do interviews, and then turns around and does interviews. So 100%, them motherfuckers know us, they see us, and they fear us. I'll say that, fucking going full board here, but 100%, we call the shit down the middle of it. It's funny when we say anything negative about WWE, we don't have to critique or caveat it with the fact that we don't hate WWE because we say anything negative. But when we do that with AEW, we can be critical of a Jericho. That doesn't mean I hate AEW. That doesn't mean I don't want them to succeed. Motherfucker, I can hate the team I love. I trust me, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois University. I still cheer for Notre Dame the whole fucking time.
My team can't win a fucking playoff round. I show up every year with the shirt on. But we're getting a run back through Hangman Page's latest saga. But AEW turning into WCW Reborn, your cue, sir.
WCW. Hey, Vince, you want to come on and talk about some shit?
Right?
That's the thing, is the fucker has a whole show called Castrating the Marks. We have a Meltzer shirt, and the guy doesn't want to talk to us and everything. You fear us.
And certain people out there won't talk to us. And again, they won't, because
they hate us because they ain't us. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We do what we do because they can't do what we do.
Yeah. And that's why we like doing this in pairs and trees.
Trees.
But that's why we like it. That's why we do the dirt sheet debate, because I want us to fight about it. I love this. Like if anybody in the chat right now is like, oh, we're making KJ mad, you're not. I have so much fun debating. That's what we do best.
This is the highlight sometimes of the night and everything like that. That's why this is man called the Every Night Delight, because he's out here every night just asking for a fight. 100%. He's the 1970s take on all comers. Pause. But yeah, no, it's an open discussion, and that's the best thing about wrestling, is it's still, at its core, it's still a bit subjective. But most of the time, when a lot of people agree, tends to be the consensus.
Again, there's only so much. Spaz, again, thank you so much for the super chat. The big bad evil WWE moved the October 8th NXT show to a smaller venue to be realistic about their sales. Yes, and you know what? It's an L for them. Why can't AEW take an L like that? That's a valid point.
But I will also say that if AEW does that and it's publicly brought out, AEW will take egg on the face.
Oh, for sure. But you have to be willing. If you're going to be the captain of the ship, you got to be willing to fucking row the boat into fucking dark waters, into rough patches, or else you're never going to get where you want to go. And if you just keep trying to fucking paddle along the beach, it's going to feel great, but you're never going to get anywhere.
Well, and still, but thing is too, WWE's taking a bit of an L on the face and everything with this, and it fits. They're justified, and I'd rather take the L and have a better venue and have a better response and everything like that than sit there and avoid that and have a weak crowd, have a quiet crowd, have a half full arena or anything like that.
Yeah, and again, you know what? And if somebody was to say to somebody like Triple H or Nick Khan, oh, well, way to go, guys. You screwed up that NXT booking. Like, you can't even fill that. Oh, that's okay. We're going to sell out Friday. We're going to sell out next Monday. We're going to sell out the next pay-per-view. We'll make up for the L we took this time.
AEW doesn't have the fucking avant-garde, doesn't have the cachet to afford taking an L on anything.
They just don't. Yeah, again, it's weird. It's such a weird dynamic. I don't get it.
Is it better to ignore the L or just embrace it and move
Embrace
along?
it.
Like, yeah.
Be honest. When you're on a media call, Nick, and you go, you know what, guys, we've decided to go to smaller venues because we are noticing smaller crowds, and we're hoping one day to get back to the bigger crowds. But for right now, we want the overall fan experience and the overall show experience to be better for our fans. And the true fans will forgive them and stand by them.
Honesty gets you a lot farther, and we've seen that literally. Honesty takes you a lot farther than lies and deception and everything like that. Because if you have to constantly keep getting in front of shit and keep getting in front of lies and everything, then you eventually that shit runs out. But if you're honest the whole way through, you get a better product, you get a better people behind you and everything like that. You build loyalty, and honestly, that's the biggest thing you can have in any form of business is loyalty.
Yeah. And again, I spend the vast majority of time on here, Nick, on Wednesdays. I compare AEW to AEW, not AEW to WWE.
And that's an incredibly valid statement. 100%. As I've got Hangman Page coming out right now.
Only 3 matches currently. Gimmick infringement. Michigan lost to Texas. JD is a snob and probably looks down on you fellas because of his ego. Yeah, we're just small fries today. But we get it. We understand. And again,
at least though JD's choosing to be here than on JD's because you chose quality over quantity. Or actually not even quantity of you chose quality over dog shit.
Yeah. Again, the problem with a guy like JD is anytime someone pops up in his chat, and you don't even have to be rude to him, you just say this sucks or I don't like this, blocked, because it's chicken shit. Be brave enough to have the debate. And if you are the big man that you say you are, the door's open anytime to have that.
That's how I got on the channel. It's because I debated this man in the chat, and he's just saying, "I'm sick and tired typing out to you, so I'd just rather scream at you in your face."
As Hangman here, they've got the house burning down and shit in his intro video now.
I dig it.
So build on it. Yeah.
I hate though that the build from that was the cage match that we got. Like that's the thing is you had something so great and let us down so much after that.
Oh, but it was the best cage match ever.
Well, it wasn't the best cage match of the fucking month.
We watched one with no needles, no weapons, no nothing.
And barely even blood or anything. It was still better.
10,000 people standing on the tip of their toes, screaming at their top of their lungs.
Hey, and Anthony too out here. I appreciate that though. If you could go back to the last one of Anthony saying, as I really appreciate what y'all do on the daily as a wrestling fan. Thank you. No, 100% thank you, because that's honestly what makes this shit fun. Me and Cage would do this whether we were live or not. Trust me, we'll still probably talk an hour plus after this when we're not live and everything, just shoot the shit about bullshit. But no, coming out here and seeing all the new names pop up and chatting with everybody and everything like that, and especially because I'm the guest here on Wednesday, so I can do this. But seeing everybody showing up and everything like that is that's what's fun as fuck. Of seeing it's like a community hangout. It's like the clubhouse. Yeah. We're just the ones holding court here.
We're wrestling family. We don't always agree. We don't always get along, but man, we're family.
But we're motherfucking family. God damn it.
JD from New York got that meow meow in his system. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you ain't got no dog in this. You ain't got no dog in you.
So we're gonna get a follow-up match between Swerve and Page?
I will know because Swerve's allegedly taking time. Him and MJF.
So why is he like he keeps talking about it?
But that's the thing is I don't get all of this now with Hangman and Swerve. Like the ending to the feud was weird. Like they're like the alternate universe Drew Punk a little bit of like you should despise each other, but like you randomly like can't get to a finish, but we feel like we're reaching an ultimate conclusion with Drew and Punk on that end. Like it's parallel universe, alternate universe Punk Drew.
Yeah. I'm a wrestling fan, and I can't stand when people say, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If those are the worst people in the IWC, I'm a fan. Again, there's a large collective of fans that don't have the ability or the desire. Yo, what the hell?
Who's? Jeff Jarrett. Keyshawn's just fucking losing his mind right now as Jeff Jarrett's coming out here.
They fought last week in the back. This is
literally what I said going into All Out and everything, is you could have sat there and had more of a match between Jeff Jarrett and Hangman, and that should have been the fucking thing instead of what we got with Hangman and Swerve. Backward ass booking.
And Jarrett's become a babyface. The crowd popped when he came out. I think Jeff Jarrett just got a bigger pop than Ricochet.
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding. And anybody that's got their TV louder than mine, let me know. Keyshawn's like, fucking right.
Right, goddammit. By the way, I will say, to me, the worst wrestling fans in the IWC are the ones that use IWC.
Yeah.
Well, it's cringe. I'm doing Austin Powers father there. There's only two cultures I hate in this world. Those who are intolerable of other people's cultures and the Dutch. Those who hate all the wrestling and the IWC.
I love arguing with Nick. KJ and I never argue. It's true. We don't argue very often, Anthony. That's for sure.
Y'all have a peace treaty that I don't know about.
We were both trying to figure out.
I'm just in the middle. I just get bombarded from both sides.
But that's a reminder, folks. Wrestling Court will be back soon. We got some other content coming your way as well. So, yeah, usually it's me stuck in the middle of you two yelling at each other. So let's go.
Right.
Yeah, it's our right as paying customers to fight and bitch and complain and cheer. And anybody that's tuned into this channel, when the wrestling's good, we're fucking losing our mind. Ask Geekbox. He keeps putting us in reaction videos.
Ask WWE. They put us in reaction videos. All that. 100. But that's the thing, is we do have that whole saying for a reason. When the wrestling may suck, we never do.
This is my favorite part of the show.
That's crazy. Like, you're making me a Jeff Jarrett fan with this.
Man, this whole angle with him, they fucked it up because they put the bigger angle in the middle.
Put the cart before the horse.
Right? This should have been the finals of the Owen.
Well, oh my God, if we're going all the way back to the Owen, yes, 100 goddamn
sense based on you thought Jeff Jarrett was going to maybe win it.
I thought he could have won the Owen, because what a better tribute to Owen.
So you put him into the finals, and then you have Adam Page kick the living shit out of him and makes Adam Page a better heel, a more believable heel, and like Jeff Jarrett's getting cheers.
But this is the thing. This is the thing that we've been saying. They have all the fucking ingredients. You have all the fine dining ingredients, but you still manage to keep making like mac and cheese and shit. Like, no, you got the fine dining cooking. Do that. Be a Michelin star chef instead of a fucking home cook.
So we're getting this at Grand Slam, I'm guessing. So Page against, and again, I like Jarrett. I don't like the silly shit he was doing, but I like Jarrett a lot. This is the best way to go.
Ospreay, Ricochet.
Yeah.
As we're talking.
Robert, Gilly, other friends. This is good. We're cheering. No negativity.
We like things. Yay. Nick has never had lobster mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Touché.
By the way, OG Dale made a comment. I'm not going to click on it, but man, Dale, you made me laugh about people doing things with cats.
Oh, God.
Oh, Ospreay and Ricochet are nose to nose again.
Yeah, we're and this is still, to me, always the interesting caveat when it comes to AEW of this story, like this match. Nothing that they've done builds this match. This match is built on pretense and precursors.
Yeah.
Like this is their version of AJ Styles Nakamura. You know what this match could be, should be, and hopefully would be, but you are doing nothing to enhance it, to make it why it's going to happen outside of we all know it's good.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. Jarrett changed people's minds with that promo he had a month ago. We went from hate to love. Absolutely, man. Again, if you give a good old veteran pro good stuff to do, he'll do it. If you ask him to do bad stuff, he'll do the bad stuff as well as he can. And that's why we ended up in a Leatherface match. He'll take the paycheck, but put them in good stuff. You get good quality pro wrestling out of it.
I still find it funny this man was hired to do backstage shit and has now become one of the cornerstones of the weekly television product. I will still just throw this out there. Of it be like if when WWE signed Abyss as an agent backstage and all of a sudden Abyss is out there feuding with like the Undertaker or some shit. As Ricochet walks off from their conversation as I'm in commercial break, sir.
There you go. Back to commercial break, folks. Another one I will remind everybody. First, we're going to do something we haven't done in a hot minute. Tomorrow night, Nick Anthony taking on TNA Impact, 8 p.m. start time. They will be watching on Access Plus. But join us for that. Again, we stopped. We just transitioned to Anthony doing the reviews for TNA. And so we could do original content on Thursdays. Show up and show out on Thursday. Blow this chat up on Thursday. If you are a TNA, like, again, for anybody that wants to do a side-by-side comparable Wednesday to Thursday, you will have that opportunity tomorrow to compare how that show did to this show. NXT did better last night than Wednesday's doing. Will Wednesday beat Thursday? We'll find out.
Now you're going to have the people that are going to say, well, clearly Wednesday was amped up because you had CM Punk tease on that. We're setting up for the whole new TV deal and everything, which I want to ask because I know we had talked about it. We were here last night for it, and it's been made official like a referee whistle.
Yeah.
Randy Orton versus Javon Evans.
I like it.
How we feeling?
I like it. They're setting up. They're gonna posterize Javon. Javon's gonna take an epic RKO, and it will be synonymous with Javon forever. It's a good.
He's gonna Seth Rollins RKO that shit.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fucking born all over again.
Pause.
Yeah, no, I think again, I'm okay with it. I think you bring in an absolute OG like Randy in St. Louis. And again, it's a one-time spot booking. It's going to be good for the kid. It's a little bit of rub. It's going to help the show. And then we move on.
Right.
He's not going to beat him.
No, not in St. Louis.
Wednesday, no. I'll beat Thursday. I love it.
I will be determined. Well, and that's still the issue at hand, the topic to discuss of, I've said this multiple times, and I know we've talked about it of, regardless, whether one company's doing 3,000 tickets sold and the other company's doing 3,000 tickets sold, 3,000 hits a lot different in a 5,000 seat arena than it does in a 15,000 seat arena.
100%. Undeniable. IWC is so toxic on X because you got to let it go. You got to let it go, bud. You bring it up a lot. There's more than just those two wrestlers. 1, 2. Stop arguing on X with people. It's silly.
Yeah, there's more than just Twitter.
The faceless accounts, there's too many, and a lot of them are the same person. So just, it's okay, man. Like who you like. It's okay.
Love who you want to love.
Right. What happened? She moved on to hopefully bigger and better things. We wish her nothing but the best. Hope she's doing wonderful. They are giving pay-per-view matches away. Ricochet will Ospreay on Dynamite. When?
What?
Did I miss that?
Did we both miss that? As I've got Ospreay coming out right now, but I saw them talking. I haven't seen, and I didn't see them announce anything or hear them say anything about that. But yeah, if they do that on a Dynamite,
would it be
that's up there with Goldberg Hogan for the world title of like you're giving away pay-per-view buys just for television ratings.
October 2nd versus Ricochet, Hagen saying.
What the fuck?
Weird.
I'm going to try and do some detective work on this.
I missed it if they said it. Sorry, guys. We were talking, but
yeah.
Jeff Jarrett is the longest reigning champion in pro wrestling. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre title is older. That's not true. We have the Saudi title still the longest reigning champion ever.
Braun Strowman, the greatest Royal Rumble winner, 100%. That man's been out there undefeated for how long now?
Right.
TJ, bruv. You what, bruv?
But up next, we got Ospreay coming out already. We're getting the trios match. This shall be interesting. Nobody.
Well, so this has got to be, yeah. So 2 weeks away, Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, official for the 5-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. So they are giving away that match on a Dynamite.
With no real build, no animosity, no angle, no nothing.
They're going on well, this has got to be the main event, which is interesting as hell.
I knew this was going to be the main event, and it's unfortunate. We started with Jericho, we end with the Bucks. Thank you, Tony Khan.
What a shit sandwich. But and that's the thing though, is because Fletcher, Takeshita, and Ospreay, I love every guy. I wish nothing like I would tune into every match of theirs, but they're paired with the drizzling shits. So they're gonna do what?
I get it's their 5-year anniversary, but you have Grand Slam and you have Wrestle Dream, like right there.
You have Wrestle Dream.
Right
you
there.
Have a pay-per-view.
Bigger dream?
Staring you in the eyes, just like
what's a bigger dream?
Dynamite's 5-year anniversary. Dynamite's just looking at Wrestle Dream of look at me, I am the captain now.
And are they going to go 50 minutes? Are you going to have one match?
But that's the thing, though, too, is again, it's the same thing with the Nigel match that we were talking about with Danielson, which again, that's the most build that we had tonight. Was like another 2-minute video package.
The other guy's not even there to say he's fighting.
Yeah, we don't know if it's fully official. You couldn't even at least sell us on that to where it's official, so we have to tune in because we know it's official. Like, what the fuck are we doing? You're giving away things that are draws, that are make sure somebody's going to tune in to make sure they watch that. Regardless of what you've done, because you have done nothing to build that. That is clearly just on all the history behind that.
Yeah.
But you got handed a golden egg and you choose to sit there and just use it to make scrambled eggs instead of, sit there and make an omelet and everything.
As here comes the Rainmaker. I would hate to see Ospreay Ricochet match if it was a random Dynamite, but I'm not. Listen, I'm not hating the match. We've been waiting for it. We're going to be here cheering. We're going to have our popcorn. We're ready to go. But, I mean, again, I think from a business standpoint, maybe there was an opportunity. And maybe, you know what? It's a no contest or it's a leading to a pay-per-view match. But I think if I was in charge of the company, these two would have fought at All Out or Wrestle Dream. If I was, but I'm not. I'm not a billionaire's kid.
Well, but still, 100%. We'll be out here like Big E with a popcorn, just shove it in our face and everything. This has been the match upon matches that we have wanted the whole time since Ricochet has signed with AEW. Go ahead.
The ED, if this is true, that might be a good point, Danny. KJ and Nick ain't NXT going head to head with AEW on October 3rd. NXT for CW. That could be the truth.
Oh,
because I know that is coming up.
2 weeks away.
That might even be a reason.
No, because October 1st is the Chicago show.
Facts.
October 1st and October 8th. So that's the thing is they're doing they're counter booking it, but that's the thing is you're a day late and $1 short. I don't care. Like I would rather pay the $50 to watch Ricochet and Ospreay on a pay-per-view than I would to sit there and watch it on a Wednesday. I'll honestly say that.
100%. I will pay for good matches. We paid for bad matches. We'll pay for good ones too.
Right.
So, as we are off and running, folks, I'll get your predictions in. I'll put a poll up for everybody, but who wins this one? And Nick, I don't know if I care.
That's the thing. To me, the biggest issue a bit here is you have Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, which you don't need them as a tag team to try and get either guy over. Yet you have so many tag teams that are getting over naturally, like the Outrunners, getting Top Flight, Iron Savages. Like you have a depth at a tag team division, but you use Kyle Fletcher and Ospreay, and I swear it's just because Well, the Bucks will put themselves in an Ospreay match, so you're going to cheer for an Ospreay match. You cheer here.
I like that. Takeshita reaches out for the tag because he has the upcoming match with Okada. Ospreay says, "Wait a second, I want to say hello to my old friend." I like that. I didn't mind.
But this isn't New Japan Okada. For whatever reason, we've seen it with Kenny Omega. We've seen it with pretty much anybody that comes from New Japan. When they wrestle under that New Japan banner, the match is quite a bit different than what they do in AEW.
Yeah, I agree with that. We've said that for a long time. I think Fletcher has potential. Imagine Kyle Fletcher was getting the love Javon Evans is getting right now. How much more would we care about Kyle Fletcher if he came in and had really banging matches with really quality talent, and then they give him a veteran to go up against? Like, imagine Fletcher wasn't lost in the shuffle of all this mess, and you really had a chance to develop what he has. He's got lots on. He's working on his look. He's getting bigger each week. I like Kyle Fletcher a lot.
There's a lot to like in AEW. You just have to sift through a lot of bullshit to find anything, though. That's the thing. Is I don't want to play archaeologist. I'm not playing Jurassic Park out here. I don't want to sift through bullshit to find what I want to find here.
Everybody in the ring fighting. Oh, the Elite all do. There you go. That was high.
That little pose as everybody pops up behind them here.
And then they turn around and get beat up by the guys that no-sold the moves.
Well, and then we turn around and hit the pose again because Last Action Hero.
Yep, enough said. Enough said, Misfit. That's self-explanatory. What's wrong with that picture?
Just a wee bit.
Fletcher looks like he takes the job seriously and acts like he takes the job seriously. And I think, again, there's nothing wrong with Fletcher at all.
That's the thing. Fletcher's amazing. Takeshita, I know we used to constantly joke about his name and everything, call him take a shit and everything like that. He's a guy to me who 100% should be a challenger right now for your world title in AEW, but instead he's just a guy that's happened to be facing Okada and everything.
If there was a 3-4 month rivalry between Takeshita and Ospreay over that Continental belt, I'd be okay with it. It's the Continental one, right? Or does he have the
that's the Continental Classic belt. That's the one that Eddie had, and then wasn't supposed to be about, but was about, and
But even if you run, but like again, if you have a multi-month, like a long-standing rivalry between a Takeshita and an Ospreay, or a Takeshita and an Okada, now I'm interested. Now I'm really paying attention.
100%, and there's a few that you even could have made with Takeshi and Okada. Do Noah versus goddamn New Japan. If you can stretch it that way, if you want to go that way, there's shit to be built of. I'm the new Japanese guard. You're the old fucking Japanese icon and everything. It should be a passing of the torch. That's, again, there's so much potential for all of this shit, but they just rush everything. They fast track everything. They just muddy the waters too much on everything.
Every Bucks match it's all about these like individual little spots. It's not it doesn't feel like an intense fight between grown men.
It's watching TikToks instead of reading a story. That's really a bit of what it is. If you get clips, you get 30-second clips and everything that don't mean shit. And that you're not isn't gonna stay with you after you scroll past it, versus an actual match that conveys emotion, that gets you invested, that gets you fucking tied into it. Right.
I want to see Malachi back. Yeah, Triple H booked him really well. I'm really looking forward to Buddy and Buddy and Malachi, maybe even Brody if we get lucky. I'll venture over to the other side. I think there's a lot there. I'm looking forward to the House of Black versus the Wyatt Six.
Spooky on spooky action.
Let's go.
It'll happen happen to be in October.
NXT peaked at 7:45 during the CM Punk Roxanne Perez Drew. Considering the guy just did a little thing, that's not bad. I'll take it. It's okay. When Jay White returns, where does he fit in the division? Well, he was in the trios division, kind of, sort of. I don't know. I hope he comes back and makes an impact. I was pumped that they signed him.
Yeah, it all depends on how they bring him back, because that's the thing, is he could come back and just slides into the trios division again, or he could come back and be going after the world title.
Yeah.
I like how 745 is talked about, like, oh, can you believe they did that? Like, AEW would shit their britches if they could get 745 right now, I feel.
Well, yeah, and I mean, again, that's above their average, and it was the peak of the show just for him to stand in between two women. Again, I think they're pretty content with that.
A good bit here.
Apparently, Buddy Matthews
firing up. Sorry,
that was an old story circulating. They had re-signed back in January, February, so we don't even know. Hopefully, it's not that long term.
Well, that's the weird thing of like hoping for people to get out of their contracts and shit.
MJF ruined Jay White as a main eventer. He did shit all over him.
No, he ruined Adam Cole as a main eventer.
That too.
Adam Cole's gone for any sort of like, you can't take that man seriously now.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to do with him when he comes back. If he ever comes back, I truly believe that there's people healthy enough to wrestle that are just happy to collect the money and stay home.
Oh yeah, it's called WCW. Yeah.
I don't think Malachi wants a full-time schedule at this point. WWE needs an offer. Again, if you're a pro wrestler, why wouldn't you want a full-time schedule? I don't get that.
But no, I still think that I reheard Rainey talking about Michael Cole and everything about the whole situation now that Hunter's in control versus Vince and everything, so where they have a much looser tie on the schedule and everything. Like we've talked about it. We were here last night for NXT and Mike Rome's went off because he's a new daddy and everything like that. Yeah. So you can get time and shit like that. Like that's the thing is I think they're willing to, if they can make it work and they view the talents worthy of some shit like that and everything, they'll do what's best for business, to quote the Authority, versus you're locked into 350 days a year type of shit.
Yeah. And they are backing off of live shows, and they do. I think Triple H has shown us, we're cycling people through. Like we don't just get inundated with the same people. There's people that go away for a while, come back. Like there's a method to the madness. Malachi being a pro wrestler, I think his issue isn't that he doesn't want to wrestle. I believe there's a bit of the truth that he doesn't want to do jobs, but he doesn't want to do shit that doesn't make sense. That's what I think.
He's a punk guy. He's a punk guy. We've seen that he was. It's funny how I know it's been disproven, but he was the first name alleged to be involved with Sammy Guevara at All Out. And we saw in the footage at All In from a year ago to where he was the one pulling Punk away and everything like that. Like he's of that camp. And I bet you he hasn't been in favor with those in charge since that moment.
Right. That's funny. MDB. Very interesting. Guys, the downfall of AEW when they fired Punk. There's more than that, but one of their biggest mistakes to date in their young career is not turning the Punk situation into money. Anybody in the wrestling business would have turned that into money.
And then doubling down and acknowledging it too. Like that's the thing. You already fucked up with you didn't make money, and now you're showing why, like how you didn't make money and everything. Like that's like double worse. Like there's bad and then there's bad.
The Bucks kick Okada.
As right now he's just eating the fucking momentum train here from everybody.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Right. It's a trios baseball drop kick there or basement drop kick. Two go.
Oh, that was shitty.
Bro, the referees in AEW actually kind of pissed me off more than necessary. The referee should be wallpaper in a match, respectfully. Unless needed, unless plays a part, they should be window dressing.
But no. But the referee is a really big part of the storytelling, Nick. They tell you who the bad guy is. They help tell you who the good guy is. And in a tag match, they control. If the ref is just standing there like a fucking mannequin in a trios match, who's the illegal man? Why are people not standing on the apron? Why
is the don't notice the ref? That like that's the you shouldn't notice the ref. The ref shouldn't be at the forefront and everything. The ref shouldn't be a crux. The ref is salt on the dish when it comes to pro wrestling and everything.
But without
without it, it sucks. It's bland. It's boring. It's fucking offensive. Too much of it, and it becomes distasteful. You you spit it out. I can't handle it. It needs to be that subtle note that you don't know is there.
But I mean, my argument, like, I mean, in a really good, like, me being such a tag team fan, like, one of the best shit, like, when it's done right, like the ref, when the bad guys are cheating behind the ref's back, you boo. When the ref, when the good guys get a tag, but the ref was distracted, so he doesn't let the guy in the ring. Like, those are all storytelling elements that the ref plays such a pivotal part in.
And that's like I said,
in this show, when he's just standing there watching all 6 men do whatever the fuck they want, it would be like no different than like pick pick football, hockey, basketball. If the ref isn't doing their job and everyone just gets to, like, if everyone can just run off the bench and shoot a shot with whatever ball, then the game is chaos. There's no structure to what we have, and that's what we watch with every Young Bucks match. No hot tag, no back and forth, no bad guy beating up the good guy and cutting off the ring. When was the last time you seen like a Young Bucks match where they truly properly cut off the ring and the ref was a part of that whole thing?
There's Tim Donahue, I'm looking at you, but yeah, no, it's like I said, to me, the AEW officials they're like too much salt in the dish. Something that should be the most basic staple and everything like that. That's always there. It still tells you the story, still gets you through it, still makes a good dish. Like if you don't have salt in a dish and it's bad, but you have too much of it, and it's very noticeable, very fast and everything. And that's the thing. Like we talked about it with Aubrey at the start of this match or the first match and everything, to where it was just letting everybody do everything and everything. That there's fast and loose when it comes to the referees in AEW. And it gets distracting. It pulls away from what they're trying to do in a match.
I think what you said, what I said differently and longer. Yes. The exact same sentiment. And that's
what I was doing. I was agreeing with you.
It was, it's such a big part of telling a story, especially in tag team wrestling. That again, if they're, I mean, Rensburg is as useful as an asshole right here. Like it doesn't. I don't.
Well, this isn't even Rensburg, so that tells you how terrible he is.
Rensburg, the bald one, Aubrey. They don't do fucking.
They're all bald.
Yeah. What's the other guys? What's fucking Skeletor's name?
I don't know.
This match kind of meh. Again, because there's no psychology in it. It's a series of moves. That's why it's meh. That's just like the Ricochet Mortis match. We were hoping it was going to be exciting. The fans in the building weren't cheering. People in the chat are giving me shit, but the fans in the arena aren't even cheering for the match.
It's a For You TikTok feed, and unfortunately, I'm scrolling past everything.
Right. Do you think Matt Cardona retires in WWE? He wants to. He said he's not going to spend the rest of his career in small venues. I've always thought Matt Cardona will end up back in the WWE one day.
To me, it's more of a matter of how, when, and where than anything. Yeah.
Cardona wants that Royal Rumble moment.
And I think that's the thing is it's impressive to say that he's earned that, what he's done outside of WWE has set the benchmark for pretty much anyone who leaves the big company and goes the indie route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes me laugh. Again, if ever everybody here who's listening to me that has a job, if you're ever at your job doing this, something probably went wrong. You're probably not.
Shit's bad. Run away. You probably don't want to be there when anyone of authority shows up.
So the Bucks just do a backflip, frog splash combo followed by an elbow. The crowd is silent.
And we just get to the post. So right at the 10 o'clock hour, we get all members of the elite flip the bird.
Okay, so the crowd's booed a little because the EVPs of the company are, again, they're so mature. They got to flip the bird. They're cool. Listen, Austin made that cool decades ago. Knock it the fuck off. We don't care.
Well, the moment made sense instead of let's all just stop and we'll all just be preteens again.
Mhm.
Like, motherfuckers, y'all older than me and everything. Y'all in your, mid 40s and shit like that.
Mhm.
And we're tough, right? We're badass. And we'll all just flip the bird and everything. Like, Okada's in his fucking
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah. Double suplex gets a cheer. I like that one. Takeshka's a beast. Now Osprey's finally back on the apron.
You
Okada
have
tries to stop him.
Kazuchika Okada, who was at one point arguably the greatest wrestler in pro wrestling, out here doing this hogwash.
Yeah. I want to be behind it. Big spot by Osprey. Looking for the standing moonsault. The Osprey's getting legitimate cheers. Wow.
Excalibur just lies on commentary.
He's doing commentary for two of his fucking butt buddies. When they stick their finger in the air, they're just showing everybody the finger that they just removed from each other's ass. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, is this what it's like on Wednesdays?
Oh, yes. And again, look, the other team goes missing. They just did this with the other member. That's a cool spot, but there is no flow to it. Guys are laying down, hiding.
Like, but that's the thing, is this is your overrun. That, like, okay, if you want to say that was a cool spot of the double stomp on the back of Osprey into the power bomb, as we're all the fresh kids with the pumped up kicks. Like, this is your overrun. This is what you're hoping people set the extra time on your DVR for, is for this.
Osprey throwing the buck into one buck to the other buck. But again, all the other participants in this match are laying on the ground. Super kicks.
Is this like just such a, regardless of matches, what have you, this is a bad build into Grand Slam. Like, anything that's big and pointed on going into Grand Slam. King, the Danielson match with Nigel, afterthought. Even a little bit of Moxley out there was just fighting anybody and everybody. Didn't seem too much of a focus, too much of a build towards him and Darby and everything.
Suplex. Robert, it's not a fantastic match. I'm glad you like it, but the people in the building don't seem to be cheering, so help me understand. You might love it, but again, sorry.
He didn't even say it was a good match. He was just counting the number of super kicks.
Fantastic match is what
I saw Chair's comment of 49 super kicker.
It's not strong pro wrestling. It is a series of moves, and it sucks. Yeah, it's all the same.
Ratings predictions 673. That's not a bad shout, actually.
And hitting Okada. I miss Ken Omega. What on this show? Kenny Omega, not Kennel. Again, another knee. Everybody continues to lay out. This match continues, will not end. And again, another super kick. Again, there's no flow to this. It's just everybody lay outside the ring until the next move happens.
What was the highlight of tonight?
Nothing. Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett was the highlight of your go home show for Grand Slam. Setting up him and Hangman.
Yep. The Young Bucks couldn't carry the Usos' bag. The Young Bucks couldn't compete with the New Day. The Young Bucks couldn't compete with the Lucha Bros if they were booked properly. The Young Bucks couldn't compete with Santana and Ortiz. That's why they were held back. Truthfully, they can't really compete with FTR, and that's why FTR became lap puppies. So it's disappointing because they aren't good. They're not intimidating. They don't scare us with their size. They do some flippy stuff. Congratulations. But these matches are all the fucking same.
They're the Hulk Hogan of tag team wrestling. We've established that multiple times.
Yeah, there's no resemblance to an actual tag team match at all. Again, the referee is as useful as an asshole right here. Doesn't make fucking sense. And the family gets the win. Holy shit. which means they're all losing when they go after the belts.
Fuck. Which still, it's interesting that you have 3 guys now almost at this point that would theoretically be presented as the baby faces going against the prick heel bosses and everything, but are managed by the biggest heel manager in the company.
Make it make sense. Robert, make it make sense.
You ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers.
Match. The crowd cheered for some of the Ospreay stuff. The crowd cheered for some of the other stuff. The Bucks don't know how to work like heels. They work like baby faces. Nobody really cares. Everyone's sitting. It's the end of the night. The go home moment. Look at the crowd. Guys, just look at the crowd.
So they're calling them the United Empire again. So I guess to hell with Mark Davis.
Well, did Mark Davis like destroy himself?
He's injured.
But it's been forever.
Jamie Hayter.
So they've rebranded with a heel manager, a group of baby faces.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, and you've still got, you're getting Ospreay and Takeshita getting nose to nose. Like that's the thing is you have guys like this that could be the fucking figureheads of your fucking company. Of Hangman, Takeshita, Ospreay, Swerve, Ricochet. You have fucking cornerstones. You have pillars. You have the pillars you've pledged about and you've pontificated about and everything. And instead, you'd rather hatui them.
Yeah. Bad in comparison. Hogan was the draw. Facts. They couldn't draw flies with a bag of shit, my guy.
Well, Hogan was the bag of shit, so how you feel about that?
Yeah, he drew plenty of flies at some point.
Yeah.
Again, I love a lot of the people involved in this. None of the booking makes sense. The matches don't make sense. There's no in-ring psychology. There's no rules. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna be straight, and I'm not wasting any time tonight. Tonight was a 4 at best. Sorry, it's not getting a 5. And I'm being generous with a 4. Jeff Jarrett was the best part of this fucking show.
I like the ingredients. I hate the execution. It's one of those it's like watching fucking Hell's Kitchen or something like that, or Chopped or something. You get good ingredients, but you manage to still fuck up this dish.
Well, I'm more like Gordon Ramsay. This is shit.
Hey, what are you, an Indian sandwich?
Yeah, I just watched an Indian sandwich.
Hi, nice to meet you.
But ladies and gentlemen, get your ratings in. I see a 7.5 from Robert already. You couldn't wait, but 6.5 from Chair. Okay. I didn't like tonight. I was very uninterested and very unengaged.
I'm just looking at the numbers coming in. Good God.
2, 1, 3.25. I fell asleep after the opener, so that's a fucking 0.
1, 3, -10. Jesus.
What was good? What was like really exciting tonight? What did we really like? And Robert gave it a 7.5. Someone else gave it a 6.5. What did you like about tonight? Let's go with the positives. Let's stop bashing this company. What was good?
Ricochet was good too. Unfortunately, his dance partner was not.
But they put the fans to sleep. Like that match went long and the crowd wasn't cheering. If your fans are in the building not cheering, you're not doing your job.
Everything that could have gone right tonight just somehow went wrong. Like even the Moxley thing, just got over convoluted. Like again, it's so funny that the thing that wasn't a match was barely a segment of Hangman and Jeff Jarrett is the highlight. Like the beacon of hope out there with this whole show.
5, yeah.
Like there was potential for so much here. Like I liked moments with like Queen Amadon in the ring and her in the ring with Deeb. I liked Takeshita and all of them in the ring. There was moments, but there was nothing collective at all. Like this is like in sprinkles on a shit cake.
Yeah, it's fucking funny. 2 baby faces teaming with a heel manager, and 2 heels and a third heel who is booked as a baby face. You want to get the elite real heat? Give them Callis. Give them Callis back.
Yeah.
Why are you on the wrong team?
Why would you not have all your biggest pricks together?
Fuck!
Put your pricks in a row, Tony Khan.
Yes. Fucking.
We talking about ducks. Put your pricks in a row.
Gonna gift the gift of 5 out of 10. That is a gift. I think 5 is about as high as I allow myself to even consider. 2 out of 11 gives him a bonus mark to shit on. Z out of 10. Sleepy. What did you give it? Are you giving it? What are you giving it?
I don't know. I don't know. Should I?
You meant negative.
I almost wanted to say 6, and I'll split the difference and say 5.5.
How the fuck did you get to 6?
I don't know if it's just more of like
this is why
the bright spots just were it was such darkness that the bright spots shined brighter because there was such darkness that the seconds we got light that it felt so bright. I don't know.
What didn't you give like NXT like 6.5 last night?
I don't know. I talked down. I mentioned I was thinking about it. I moved it down a whole point, so there's a whole point difference. I'm only a half a point above you. I'm new here.
Yeah, Mortos and Ricochet was fun. It just went a little too long. And again, it's a series of moves to an extent. That was a pretty fun match. They're two talented guys. But if you can't get the crowd that's in the building into it, how are you going to get me into it? We're the Outrunners.
Well, all right. 5 now that I reviewed Ricochet. Oh, Ricochet and Hook and Strong and Orange Cassidy. I forgot we even had the Hook match. Honestly.
What did Hook do tonight?
He had the jobber, remember, and everything like that, as Roddy was on commentary with the Undisputed Kingdom.
Okay.
TJ agreeing with me. Roddy letting us know we get a 10 and a like. PC Friday.
I like this
one. Just taking me to task of half a point is too much, Nick.
Yeah, what the fuck? Point. I like this one though. 8 out of 10. Like 3 things on the show. That's a typical AEW fan of like, why did you think All Out was such a great pay-per-view? Well, Swerve and Hangman stuck a needle in each other. Like, okay, what about the rest of the show? Oh, it was good too, I guess. Like, you can't like 1 or 2 things and say everything was wonderful.
Fair, yeah.
8 out of 10, Kevin. That's high. I love you, bro, but that's high. Best part of Dynamite was definitely Modern Family coming on.
Is that the best part of Dynamite? Is in between when Big Bang ends and Modern Family starts?
Yeah. The highlight of Dynamite was ending because the show was over. No Monet. Monet, MIA. 5
minutes. Give me more Monet.
Nick is low-key satanic. He likes 6. Yeah, maybe that's
Sunday. We've got Jesus out here.
Yeah, NXT was miles more entertaining than this show tonight. Miles.
And so what? If I take off the half a point, then you're good. Like
the fact that you even got it up, even that close, I'm shocked that, especially because we're talking. It didn't. I'm surprised based on your critique of the show that you came in so high on a rating and not lower.
Well, you sat there and popped in earlier and saying I was being too nice and everything like that. Maybe I just got a soft spot because I'm new here on a Wednesday, so I'm not calloused. I'm not non-calloused on this. I'm a little newbie out here. I'm a Prince of Nubian out here. Oh, so I'm fine with giving it a 5.5, sir, instead of just a straight 5.
Yeah, no, fuck it. It should be a fucking less than a 5. That is not getting a passing grade for me. Fuck that.
Whatever failing is, you get it.
Yeah, you failed. They haven't shown
KJ's at the end of fucking Dynamite, like Willy Wonka at the end of the Chocolate Factory.
Right?
You get nothing. Good day, sir.
Hook still fighting jobbers despite being in AEW for 3 years. Like everyone else in AEW, Hook seems to lack.
He got Jericho. It's like watching fucking people out there in Oklahoma and shit and Tornado Alley in Kansas and all of that. Well, once a Geronado runs through you got to take about 3 years to rebuild your shit and get back together.
Right. So does Private Party still show up? I don't know what they're going to do there.
One's going to be without a hand.
Yeah. I have no idea. They broke his hand, I think. But Moxie's going to fight Darby. Someone explain why Tony D left last night and the highlight did not make it clear. It's a good question. They're selling us on this like he's lacking confidence. There was a big package after that tried to save it. You're the Goomba. Help us.
The Goomba? Is this Mario? What did you just say to me?
This is Mario. Yes.
I acted like Vampiro in WCW. No, I acted like Vampiro in what was it? CMLL, AAA. Hit my music, and he wouldn't get up out of the commentary desk until they played his music.
Fuck. 5 out of 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Let's go. Yeah, listen, I think there's a few thousand fucking bottles of baby oil in the back fucking room of that company.
Yeah. We're not having no freak offs out here.
Tony Khan should be mailing every AEW fan a bottle of baby oil for fucking us like this every week.
Whoa!
Unbroken.
What is the ditty?
Tell me when I'm telling lies, folks. 3 out of 10. Good call. That's a better score. I like that one. Ricochet is just
good with the 3 out of 10.
Italians.
Italians.
You Italians. I like Hook, but since Joe, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, I mean Misfit. I completely agree with that, man. It's again lack of progression. Everybody's the same as they used to be. Nobody's changed, except Paige.
Brennan put up 0-2. And I like this though from Eric of saying, "Don't worry, TNA will be better tomorrow."
Well, on that wonderful note, we will say last call on this chat here tonight. Yeah, I mean, dude, I know people think it's just like we show up on a Wednesday and we find things to hate, but nothing made me cheer tonight. Jeff Jarrett. I popped for Jeff Jarrett.
Collectively, honestly, like we look like functioning adults, right? And everything. We at least pass as that. Why would we collectively want to take 2+ hours, 2.5 hours out of our time to watch shit we don't enjoy and everything? No, we want to enjoy this shit and everything. We want to enjoy the show. We want it to be good, but we're going to call a spade a spade. And lately, you got to know when to hold them and you got to know when to fold them when it comes to AEW Dynamite, I feel.
Just, go watch old tapes. Go watch the first 2 years of AEW and try and find a way to bring that back because you've lost it. And I don't know if you'll ever get it back. And I hope you do. I hope Grand Slam's better. I hope Wrestle and Dream cooks. But we need better.
Is Triple H being in charge of the other brand the biggest kneecapping for AEW? If they don't know how to respond to that, of that they thrived in a Vince era, and now that Vince is gone, they don't know how to adjust. They don't know how to hold water in a competitive landscape.
No, that's the problem. And again, if you're going to run your mouth, back it up. Put actions. I want to see actions because I got analytics to tell me your company's failing. So give me actions. And I don't give a fuck how much the marks want to defend the programming. The analytics are saying that you're in the minority and you and your tribal are getting smaller by the day. Smaller. And you can praise it. What a great show. What a great show. And the numbers get smaller and smaller. And what a great show. Smaller. Great show. Smaller. Smaller. Change. Listen. Pay attention. Book the right people.
Closed minds equal closed doors. That's literally what it needs to be at this point.
Wrestling for life over everyone. I'll take it.
Especially Jade.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm more excited for the Queen of the Funds on Netflix. There we go. Tony Khan is wasting our time. Best part of the show was Nigel video. That's a good one. They get a point. That's one of the reasons I gave it 4 tonight. Was because they get a couple points here and there.
What you gave it 4? You already dropped a whole point. I thought you were at a 5. You dropped a whole point.
I said I'm not giving a 5. 5's 50%. They're not
getting. Okay. So now I understand a little bit more of the anger. I thought you were at a 5. I was like, I'm half a point ahead. Why are you so mad?
I should have given them a 3, but they got some love for Jeff Jarrett, Will Ospreay, and the group. I liked them and they did some good stuff. But again, it's just the overall production and how it's all put together. I said this to you and Anthony yesterday, I am very concerned for Dynamite tomorrow. They are advertising the Bucks and Jericho. Open the show, close the show, and it ain't shit. The whole show, you started on a bad note and you ended on a bad note. You have bigger stars and better talent than Jericho and the Bucks. Stop using them. Fucking get better. Be smarter. You're killing the company. They have a book called Killing the Business. They're killing their own business every fucking week.
It's like you went on the whole food trip and everything earlier, so I guess I'll close that with
It's
this.
been a foodie night.
I'm hungry as shit now. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
But it's very much one of those you keep going to your favorite restaurant and they start off just murdering the game of anything you try on the menu tastes amazing. And now it's still the same shit. And now the shit ain't working. The customer levels dropped off and everything like that. But no, it ain't us. It's just, it's because of this and that moved in down the block and everything like that. That's running people off and everything like that. They won't admit that maybe the shit ain't working anymore. But it's everybody else's thing. And they still keep feeding you the same shit. But you've got all the ingredients back there to make the awesome shit you made before.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like when you go over to your friend's house for food and the food is just no good. But on that phenomenal note, we can't beat this to death. On the bright side, tomorrow is TNA Impact. So be back for that, folks. Blow that chat up. Friday SmackDown. And then we got more coming your way. So much more exciting content. And folks, the Wrestling Might Suck. We never do. Click all the buttons. Follow us on social. And again, thank you for being a part of the family. Thank you for being a part of the fun. And even if we don't see eye to eye, thank you for the debate. Nick?
Absolutely. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you're going to put that full life with it.
Come back tomorrow. We got Impact. See you on the flip side.